Hold on. Hold on. I heard from Ashman. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna join. Cool. But yeah, Rumble Studios is a thing where you can basically broadcast to Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, locals, Twitch,
Oh
Odyssey,
wow.
whatever. Yeah,
So it does
and
the
all
same thing like StreamYard, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's good.
all for free too. But it's not perfect, but
Right,
it
right.
works. It
Yeah.
works. So let's go into it. So I saw you on Twitter, and you're a guy from Canada. I almost said Canada,
Yeah.
Canada, and you're about the same age as me, right? I'm 39, going into 40.
I just turned 39 a week ago.
Yeah, so we're pretty much the same age almost, and we come from. You know what I would call us? I would call us the people that are in the middle, which means we've been in the old world,
Exactly.
and we're in the new world. So we're in the middle. We're not that old, but we're not that young. But I think people like us, I think we're kind of important because of that, because we've been through the old world and we're in the new world, and we can kind of connect a little bit
Most
better,
definitely. The
right?
80s, I remember like it was yesterday, but it is not, you can't find that world anymore. It is completely gone. This world is different. And we
I
saw through
love
the
the 80s.
90s and the
Yeah.
early 2000s, we saw the rise of computers and TV and
Yes.
technology and gaming and graphics, right? I know you're in the
Yeah.
gaming industry, so yeah.
I was a gamer. I played the old
Same
Sega,
here.
Nintendo,
Sega as
remember?
well.
Right?
PlayStation 1, been through all of that. So
Yes. Yes. So did you
very much
ever
a tech
think,
nerd myself. Yeah.
right? But did you ever think that it would come to this point where it's like taken over technology? Like I remember, Nico, I remember in the 90s seeing movies like Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh yeah.
Remember, do you,
I
do you
love that
remember that?
film. We're living it now.
Right? Do you know? Remember when he was when they took him from the freezer and he came to the modern world, and he started to curse and he got fines for it.
Yeah. Mine censored right away. The
He's like,
censorship
"Fuck,
flew.
shit, pussy." I was like, "Yeah, that's never gonna happen." But we're living in it right now, man. Right now, even
Oh,
worse, I believe,
exactly.
or
Yeah.
to some
I was
degree.
just watching the chronology of Skynet from the
Uh huh.
Terminator films because I'm
Okay.
big. I've been teaching my followers about AI because I've been working with it and learning it, not because I'm a fan of it, because, we're going to need people to know how it works, the codes to be able to get in, because this thing has already surpassed all
Yes.
expectations. It's very, um,
Skynet
it's,
is real. Yeah, that
yeah,
shit is
now
real.
we're living it. So yeah, I always had that kind of thought that one day the world could happen, and all my cousins and family members were like, "Oh, you're dreaming. You watch too many movies and stuff, right?" So
Yeah,
we're
Hello.
living it now.
yeah. Hold on, Nico. This is Ashman.
Good to
Ashman.
see you, Ashman.
Nico.
Good to
I'm
see you
Nico.
too,
Yeah,
man.
Can you hear him?
Nice to meet you.
yeah, great to see you and
Yeah,
meet you also.
yeah. He's from my age, like in the 80s, Nico. And so we've been kind of going through the same stuff. Ashman, believe it or not, Nico, this
Oh,
guy
hold
is
on.
one.
Hold on. Before you start praising me, and I appreciate that. Are you saying Nico is the same age as you? Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just turned 39.
for fuck's sake, man. How do I look even older than you, man? And I'm
Oh,
25.
wait.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
not good, man. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Thank you, though. Yeah, I think it's the
Pleasure,
camera
Nico.
I'm using.
that's crazy. Yeah.
You gotta give me those cameras, man. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead, Vince.
maybe he has a fantastic camera that makes you look young. But yeah. So Ashman, you were like what? 24,
25.
25 from
I don't
Tunisia.
look 25, but I am, believe me.
Yeah. So, but you know,
Oh, so
being
you
that
just missed out on being missing. You just missed out on seeing the 90s, but you were probably born when 99.
98.
Oh, okay, still, yeah,
okay,
very
okay.
young.
Yeah, he was a little bit into the 90s. Okay, that's still something.
Hey,
But
but I have been a flat earther longer than both of you. So,
Wow, that's
hey,
ooh, hold
very
on. Let me
early.
let me
I,
let me
I
see.
was raised to be one. So,
Oh, okay, like Muslim or what?
basically, yeah.
But not all
Yeah,
Muslims are flat earthers, right?
Of
but a lot
course,
of
there are sellouts. They are there, you know.
some of my Muslim friends have been sending me the verses in the Quran that prove that Earth is flat. So I've seen it
Yeah.
recently. So yeah,
So some of them are like, yeah, it is flat. Okay. So hold on, Nico. Let's go through your big awakening thing. You said that you knew that the towers, the towers, when the towers
yeah.
happened.
I was
Yeah.
16, so we're looking back, what, 23 years ago it happened. I just arrived back in Canada from England. So I was living with my grandma, my uncle, and, family. I was in grade 11 and I saw it live and I already had my suspicions. I was like, no way, because we grew up in the 90s and every movie and cartoon we saw in the 90s already pre-programmed us for that event because we saw it in Die Hard movies or Independence Day, anything. It was always that scenario
Back
in
to the
that
Future,
city.
right? Yeah.
All of it, yeah. So I was at home with with the family, and they were all upset and very emotional over what happened and calling family, checking up on them. And I was just there, like, just taking it in. And then my grandma was like, "Are you okay? You don't find this sad?" And I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm watching it, but I just can't see how this happened, like I'm just want to see I want some details first before I start reacting, And she's
Yeah.
like, "You're crazy." So she said I had to go see a psychologist, right? Because she thought I was suffering some trauma from the move from England to Canada and I wasn't dealing with things. But no, I was seeing things very perfectly fine.
So did you like immediately kind of feel like there's some shenanigans with this? There's
Yeah.
some.
But never trusted that US government for sure and put it past them that they could pull something like this off themselves. And it was, it wasn't too long before after that. A lot of a lot of people said it wasn't what the news was saying it was. There was that one person, Michael Moore, released the DVD, and I
Yeah,
was
that
young
guy.
and I was already, looking into things like that from then.
Yeah, he made a movie, right? Called
The
maybe it was.
Fahrenheit thing, I think it was
Yeah,
called. Yeah.
Fahrenheit. Yeah. But thing is this, it doesn't make sense how those buildings, let's say we buy their story, right? We buy that it's the jet fuel melting, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's say that's true. It has melted the upper part of the building. But what about 80% that is not melted? Are you telling me that that little part of the tower is gonna break its way through
No.
the rest of the 80%?
Definitely not.
Doesn't make sense, right? At all.
No.
At
That
all.
it was all steel. Those planes we see crumble if they hit a light pole, right? So it's
Yeah.
not the truth. So I'm saying there were no planes. I'm a big, strong. I look into the Project Bluebeam. The technology is now there
Nico
that we can
project.
see, but it's probably
Yeah.
been here longer than we know of.
Yeah. You mean Blue Beam? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not the project, just the
No, there's
regular
no
Blue Beam.
project. It's just
Just a Blue Beam.
the tool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then it happened twice, or no, it happened 3 times. The towers, and then the other one, the seventh
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
The seventh one.
The
Yeah.
mysterious one. Yeah.
Yeah. Which nobody really knows about. I mean, a lot of people do, but not the normies. But okay, so there was no guy from a cave or 18 people from a cave that managed
Never
to.
believed that. I never once bought that story.
It's
No.
That's
ridiculous.
hilarious.
It's ridiculous. So that's crazy. So, but okay, but you thought that was fishy, but when did you become aware that there was elite, so to say, that was
Um,
behind things? You know what I mean?
around about maybe 2007. Yeah.
Interesting.
I started to really think like, wow, there really is a select few that are pulling the strings and controlling the whole world. That's when all that started. And I just turned like 20, right? Or in my
Yeah.
early 20s. So
Yeah. It's funny. I was about that same era, same time frame that I saw a documentary. My brother, he was like into metal music, and
did it start with a Z?
not the Zeit.
That's the one I saw too. And that
Mhm.
one was pretty, but I already knew there was more by then by the time I saw that, right? But that was a good one.
Yeah, it was not that one, but I did see that one as well. But this one was it had David Icke in it.
Yeah.
And it was about the secret, society. So you could see like them doing rituals in the, what was it, Yale. There was a
Yeah.
Yale
All the
university.
universities, the
Yeah,
club, all of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember it had creepy music and everything. And I was like, what is this? And they were like saying, yeah, these people that runs everything, they're Satanists. I was like, Satanists? Are there people that are Satanists? Like I
Yeah.
was like, it was hard to believe. Like,
Exactly.
Satanists?
Same here.
Yeah, I barely seen any Satanists. And the ones I've seen is like a joke, in metal bands and stuff. I never took that serious, like I thought all of the songs that were satanic, that were just like a joke or something, because
That's what they like to do. They like to keep it the contrast, right? To make it look
yeah,
completely, two sides, like, oh, we wear suits and sit in fancy buildings in an office, and these people
yeah,
play loud, abrupt music with tattoos and makeup, and like they make it seem, like you have to look like Marilyn Manson to be a
yeah,
Satanist.
that guy, yeah. But hold on, I want to just say the 80s, since you mentioned the 80s. I don't know, there was something special with that time. The music, the movies,
There
how
was.
people, right? How people looked, it felt more unique. I don't know how to say it, but it was a weird, cool ass time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it had
Vince,
nothing to do with our age. Yeah, we were growing up in that time and very young. And now I look back as an adult, I'm like, yeah, if I could be an adult at any time, it would be the 80s again,
Right.
right? So
It felt like the peak of humanity. There was
yeah,
technology, but just enough technology,
it was in its place. Technology was tied to the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, telephones. Ashman, you don't know about regular home telephones, but that
Yeah.
was how we were,
Yeah,
communicating.
internet wasn't even around, and when it was dial up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I was trying to see Pamela Anderson's boobs, and it took like
nice.
yeah. Then the phone
and
bill
then
will come in and it will be $50, and you're like, what
yeah,
happened?
yeah, and it was really slow. And when you needed to call somebody from outside, you needed to go to a phone. What is it called? Phone booth outside.
Yeah.
Find a phone booth. It's crazy, but yeah. And then in the 90s, it was good. The 90s was good, but it was starting to decline. It felt like in 2000, that is where shit is going down, in almost everything,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. It was the
Right?
Y2K takeover, right?
Yeah, that thing was a big scare. But do you really think that was anything, or was that just a
I think
test?
it was something. I think it was when they put AI online or something, right?
Interesting.
Because
Interesting.
and then you look back at the timeline, the computers, everything just started to advance so quickly. And then within 7 years, we had this new device called the iPhone with this perfectly touch screen and solid black material
And
we'd never
that
seen
was in
before.
2006, right? 2006.
Yeah. And
That was,
everything was plastic and white and or yellow before then, until we got this new black shiny material that's now everywhere on every device. So I believe AI has been around for a long time and helping these people at the top create these new devices, crack codes, and just formulate.
Hold on. Take that back again. What do you mean? Everything was, the plastic was yellow? What do you mean?
Like everything, all the computers back then were, and
Yeah.
TV, everything was just plastic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
white or black, right? And it
Yeah.
was just very monotone, right? Until
Ah,
2006, and you look at the iPhone, it was just revolutionary, right? So
yeah.
how did we
Okay.
go from VCRs and DVDs to touchscreen apps and
Yeah.
everything, right? It's just too big of a
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah. Yeah. And now everything, as you say, is monotone. Even in how technology looks, it's like a box, or has
Yeah.
no design really. It's just a box, like bunch of different boxes. It's crazy. Okay, so I want to ask you, because I want to also talk about the convoy and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we'll go to that a little bit later. I saw you talk about VR stuff. You talked about the Apple Vision. What was it called?
Vision, yeah. Apple's Vision Pro just released on Friday, which is the 33rd day of the year. So if you know, they like to use 33 in all of their rituals, right? So it's a big one. So this technology, again, everything's coming out that's designed for this new rise of AI, which is now AGI, they call it, which is artificial general intelligence, where it starts to think and work for itself and code for itself, right? Which is pretty much Skynet territory,
Mm,
right?
yeah, that's crazy. So what this VR headset does that is different from other ones is it has augmented reality, right? It has like
Yeah, it has a pass through, so you can sit with it, and it has, you basically feel like you're everywhere, but you can add your screens. I can take my computer screen and blow it up big and put my phone chats and messages over there, open up a YouTube video there. I can put anything around everywhere. And it's unbelievable technology that really is going to change the world.
hold on. When you say you can take your computer screen, do you mean like, is your computer now like an app inside of the headset,
Well,
or
no, the headset is a computer. So if you're in the Apple ecosystem and you have like an iPad or an iMac, when you're
okay,
wearing this, so you've got this headset on, it's got two chips in it. It's got the M2 chip on this side, and it's got the R1 chip on this side. So we're getting
okay,
close to like chips are now on your forehead, right?
yeah.
So this, you just wear it, and you look at your computer and you connect, and boom, if you got a 13-inch laptop, you can blow it up to a 70-inch 4K monitor, right? It's
So does my computer need to be on, like, or is it virtual?
it
Do you
will
know?
look at it's unexplainable because it's new. So a lot of the people are reviewing it, and some guy took it around Manhattan, New York yesterday, and he was sitting on the subway with it and opening his apps and watching videos. It's incredible. Yeah.
It's hard to grasp how it really works, like,
Yeah. If like the
because when I
human, it's
yeah.
just a gimmick. I don't believe we need this stuff, but I believe that AI needs it, right? Because if AI is self-aware, like remember, all this stuff's now connected to the internet. And I believe you mentioned it yesterday on your show with Mark Sargent, right? You guys were talking about simulation and AI
Yeah.
and demons, and if they could be anywhere as God, everywhere at once, but you couldn't be physically here, the next best thing would be in the virtual system, right? In the network, in the wireless, right? So that's why all
Yeah.
these tools and technologies and cameras and the AI's been listening and learning about humans for the last 2 decades, and it has so much data now, it's able to read your mind, right? I've experienced it. I'll be thinking something, I'll pick up the phone, and then it's right there in front of me. whichever app you are. And I'm like, I never even mentioned it, right? It's like, how can it take it from your mind? So I
Right.
looked into it. Crazy times.
So hold on, let me see. So what this AI thing is probably trying to do is kind of doing two things. Like it's getting us hooked to this virtual world with the headset and everything we need in there. So it's getting us hooked to that, but at the same time, it's probably learning about us as well when we're in there. Because I think I heard that it tracks
more than that. Then yes, the eye tracking.
Yeah.
Isn't that scary? So it has all these sensors.
Yeah.
So you're giving access to the artificial intelligence to get direct view into your eyes. And people say the eyes are the glass windows to the soul.
Yes. And you know what it does then? I think it will probably analyze the way you look at things. Like how long is he looking at that? Why is he looking at that? What does he say when he look at that? And also, if they know what you're thinking, God knows, maybe they do. They're like, oh, he's thinking that when he looks there, and he looks there because he links that to something from the past. Blah 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 blah. Learns now about you. Yeah.
Now we're stepping into that film with Tom Cruise, Minority Report, with the pre-crime, right? Where the technology and the psychics can pick up future activity. It's crazy. Like we're seriously stepping into dangerous times with these tools. I've already displayed to my followers that I can do on my computer. I made deep fakes. I've done clonings. I've made an AI clone of myself and made it speak in multiple different languages.
I think I've seen that. Yeah. A program that does that.
Yeah.
Fucked up, man. Because
and it syncs the lip perfectly, and you can't even tell. Like I looked perfectly speaking Hindi or Arabic, German, Italian, Polish, you know?
Scary stuff.
Right? Right? You know how I saw that video? I saw that video. It got on my feed on YouTube. It was like, no, you don't even need yourself to do YouTube videos. You can just do a clone of yourself and then type everything you're going to type in that video.
Dude,
and it look exactly the same. Huh?
Have you seen the OnlyFans thing where you can create a chick?
Yeah.
Just like you create a chick, like create a deepfake, an AI chick with all the description that you want, and you can make her do anything you want, and you can make money off of this AI chick. And you being a dude having an OnlyFans. Yeah. Anybody can make money, man.
I already tried it out. I created a model. I already got her dressed up and posing with certain brands like Lamborghini, Gucci, Versace. The world's changing. So
Nico, Ashman, fuck this. Let's just go make OnlyFans women and become millionaires, man. You know, this ain't working, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, mine is classy. I'm not going for the OnlyFans. It seems like all these guys are doing it. Like there's so many. They're all got their girls in lingerie and doing like all kinds of stuff. I'm like, no, I want mine to be fully clothed, a brand ambassador. She's got Pomeranians with her. She's in a palace doing all. Yeah,
but eventually,
cool. And it's all AI.
Man, that's crazy. You know, I'm thinking like, okay, how can I make my girl? You know?
Vince is like,
or I will make a super hot bitch talk about all the conspiracies. Make the best bitch out there. She will become the most top. Everybody will want to marry her.
Yeah, that's how we get smart and wake up the beta males and the sheep, right?
Hey, listen
to. So if we create the character that they will respond to and have them talk about what we need them to listen to and wake up to, that's another way.
That's not a dumb idea. I'm serious here. We have to be smart in this war. We can't be like, oh, I don't like this. We have to, you know, do what we can do with what we have. Listen, we as men, you know, we like beautiful women. But what's the best package? A super hot woman that is intelligent and into, you know, things with substance, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Or maybe I am.
No.
Right? So that's the best OnlyFans woman we can create. You know, that girl.
Exactly.
And you play that girl. The towers, blue beam, you know? All of those things, virtual reality, AI, Skynet. They're like, who the fuck is this chick? You know, she's amazing, man. Everybody wants to marry you, send you $100,000 each day. You know, anyways, but yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, but let's get back to serious stuff. Okay, where were we? I got
Yeah,
distracted.
we've gone over the towers. We've gone over some AI stuff.
Oh yeah, Skynet. Oh yeah, Skynet trying to learn
Yeah, and
everything
with the Vision
about.
Pro now, that's going to
Yeah.
help a lot more.
Yeah, but that's
And with,
just yeah.
sorry, I'm with Musk's Neuralink. So that's again part of the Skynet chronology with Neuralinks, with NORAD, with Vision Pros. Yeah.
Think about this. Now he says the only thing you can do is, you know, maneuver your smartphone. You know, that's what he says that it can do. He's not telling you all of the backdoor things that it can do to you. He's saying, hey, you can just maneuver your phone, and do you want it? You know, it's nice. Do it. But how do you know that it's not doing other stuff to you, including reading your mind,
Yeah.
putting thoughts in your mind, this and that?
Yeah.
How do you know? Right?
I mean, yeah. Well, with Elon Musk, I feel like he's a little more of a piece of shit than he seems to be, because with the Neuralink things, his selling point was never the you can maneuver your phones, you can just pull up stuff on your phones, or it makes life easier. No, no, no. He said we can cure blindness and Alzheimer's, and so imagine someone with a kid who's blind, and how desperate you would be to have that stuff stuck to your kid's mind, or to your grandmother's mind, or to your mother's mind. People with Alzheimer, people, with disabilities, people with mental illness, Down syndrome. Imagine him saying, well, we can cure Down syndrome. The
Yeah.
amount of people that would be so desperate to fix their kids or their dads. That's a demonic stuff, man.
That's a smart move. That's a smart move. You know, like, don't you want blind people to be able to see, or don't you want?
Yeah, who would say no to that?
But
Yeah,
that's
right?
how
Would
they
say
always
no to
tell
that.
it.
Yeah.
And they show it in the movies. I think it was I Am Legend with Will Smith. They created
yeah.
a cure for the disease, and the cure ended up being the virus that turned everyone and ruined the world,
Yeah.
right? So they always try to sell, oh, we're doing this so AI can help you and better your life and save time. And then, yeah, that lasts like the first few months. And then the next 20, 30, 40 years is a dystopian future, right?
Team humanity, man. It's all team humanity. That's how he's gonna save us. He's gonna save humanity by destroying humanity, by making humanity into a machine. That's how he's gonna save humanity. That doesn't make sense, right? How are you gonna do that? I get what he's saying. He's like, listen, we don't stand a chance. So the only way we can stand a chance is to become the machine. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, these people are pro-machine. They're not pro-humanity. Otherwise, they wouldn't be creating autonomously driving cars that AI can control. Like, everything is now like out of the hands of humanity and in the power of AI and technology, right? We're just here buying $4,000 headsets so you can sit and watch Netflix while sitting on a mountain and, virtual reality. It's ridiculous. It
costs $4,000. This headset, $4,000, man. That's a decent car, not good car, decent car. But yeah, like I said with Mark Sargent yesterday, I believe they're making reality. They're dulling down reality for us. You know what I mean? So they're kind of pushing us towards the virtual one, because let's face it, our reality is becoming dull because everybody's hooked to the phone.
Yeah, 17 years of a smart device has not made humanity smarter. We can see that now.
Yeah, and it was like, I believe the biggest shift was in 2011 or 2012. That was where the smartphones really took took over.
Yeah.
2011, 2012, whatever that was. And that's not a long time. And it's like that quickly it changed humanity in the way now people now have a hard time to actually speak. Granted, I will say this. I too have a hard time to speak with normies these days. I was good at it before. I could speak with normies before. I can't now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm too awake to what's going on in the world, so I can't speak about whatever the normal people talk about. Do you guys know what the normal people talk about? Like when they see each other, you know, like what do they say?
The typical stuff.
What is that?
If it's dudes, it's let's go out drinking, women, football.
Yeah, cars.
What it used to, and sadly it's not anymore. They used to talk about UFC, boxing. At least that was a good topic to talk about if you want to talk about normal stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Fighting, martial arts. Now they're talking about some ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even, you know, the other people that talk about the weather and their work and
sports.
And sports.
Yeah.
I don't know how to communicate with them. I'm like, hello. How you doing?
And
Well,
then you start saying hello. It's like, okay. Hello,
Hi.
goodbye. I did my part. You can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I don't know. Nico, how are you when you speak to normies? Can you
So I've been lucky enough in the past like 4 years because of everything that happened. I haven't been able to speak to many normies or sheep as we refer to them, you know. Instead, during the first lockdown, I was part of starting the Canadian freedom movement over here in Toronto and Ontario. So I've been surrounded by a lot of awake people, right, that are aware of, you know, you don't need to have government stuff forced upon you. You can say no to things. So we did our own thing. We didn't wear masks. We were out there trying to wake people up. So
let's say mouth diapers. Yeah.
yeah, mouth diapers for sure.
That's what it is. But also regarding the mouth diapers, think about how bad it is for your health. You're breathing in carbon dioxide, right? The thing
Oh,
you're
man.
breathing out, right? And then bacteria collects on that thing,
Yeah.
and it gets humid, and you breathe that in. You breathe out more carbon dioxide, more bacteria, back in, back out. And all while that's happening, your brain is getting less oxygen. And I've heard, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there was some neurologist or something saying that after a certain time, if your brain gets like insufficient oxygen, your neurons or whatever it's called is starting to go back, like deteriorate. What do you say when it starts to decline? You know, your brain literally starts to. What is the word I'm looking for?
Hemorrhaging.
Oh, look at me, man. English is my third language. Sorry.
Yeah, not hemorrhaging.
Clotting.
It's devolving, or
So
let's
going
say-
backwards, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's going backwards to never come back again. Like, you know, our neurons, if you look at it as a tree or whatever with the, you know, the things, all of those things are going backwards, and you're now becoming almost like you have dementia. Like you start to become dumber and dumber and dumber, and you are not
Retarded, basically.
retard.
Yeah. So if you're not using those senses anymore, the body decides to adjust and just will adjust to not using it and just no longer is not needed, right? So
no, it's saying
Yeah.
the oxygen that it needs to keep all of the neurons you know, firing is not there anymore. Therefore it starts to decline or decay, or you know, start to go
Now
back.
imagine if you put that mouth diaper on a baby or kid, which
I
they
saw
did.
that shit.
yeah,
I
spoke
saw
against a lot of that for sure.
That's
Dude,
sick.
I got
That
it. Yeah.
that is a demon. That's not a parent doing that. That's a demon. I saw somebody pulling they had like the kid in a almost like a transparent bag, and they zipped the bag like zip, I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you? What the fuck are you doing? You fucking demon. You know? So yeah. So the mouth diaper. Okay, continue, Nico. You said you were against the mouth diapers and of course the lockups.
Oh
The
yeah.
jibby jab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never locked down. I was out there. I got to see the big city empty. It was unbelievable, right? Like,
That was crazy.
it
That
was
was crazy.
unbelievable.
You know
Yeah.
how what I thought? I thought the thing that happened in 2009, which was the swine one, the swine, that was like a test thing. I think they did there, because in 2009, social media and smartphones wasn't that established by that time. So they because
Yeah.
they couldn't have done this if it wasn't for the smartphones as well. The smartphones and the social media and all that connectivity I think was a crucial part in this version that they did in 20. You know what?
And
But
people are weaker.
weaker
Yeah.
or dumber? Weaker, or do you mean weaker in the?
Let's say the level of testosterone in men is a lot lower than 2009. Let's say that.
Yeah, what do you say
To
to
put
that,
it in a
Nico?
safe way.
Do you
Yeah.
agree, Nico, with
Yeah,
that?
I agree. I've seen the change for sure.
So
Worldwide, not just here in Toronto. I've seen it, and every nation has been, a target of this emasculation.
yeah, so the testosterone thing, do you guys think that it is a multifaceted attack, like what we eat, what we drink, even the plastics where we drink from, I've heard, has something that creates estrogen, or
Correct.
right?
Dude, even the doctors, they don't want you to have a high testosterone. Guys, I don't know. I think I told Vince this before. Nico, my doctor told me to stop smoking cigars and stop eating meat because my testosterone is getting way too high for my age. Can you imagine that? And I'm active. I spar and I box and I live the truly, like, you can say it's too masculine, and my testosterone is very high. And my doctor, with a straight face, told me, "Hey, your lifestyle, just you can drop a little on the sparring and the box." And I was like, "It's sports. I'm being active. My cardio is amazing." He's like, "Yeah, but it's not good for your testosterone. You know,
Wow.
you don't need your
See?
testosterone to be that high." And I'm like, "Are you serious?"
See, he's
This is
selling
a doctor.
something. That's what he's selling. Because the doctors, to me, are just drug dealers for the government, and whatever the government
Exactly.
push is, they give to the doctors. So right now, the government is giving emasculation. So it's like, yeah, give all your patients, put them on the vegan diet, tell them to go to yoga class and meditate and do namaste, right? And then pray to the one world religion, right? That's what they're selling now. It's like, oh, you're feeling sick, meditate, do yoga, go do hot yoga with your bro.
Pacifist, yeah. No for violence, you know.
Yeah.
Do you guys think also that another thing that can affect? I don't know. Somebody's phone is ringing. I don't know whose phone. Oh, I don't know. Anyways,
Sorry about that.
okay. Do you also think what lowers testosterone could be also with how can I say this, mindset? What I mean by this is the mindset of men has become pussified as well.
Yeah. The government.
You know what I
too.
mean? We're becoming soft in the head as well. We don't have righteous anger anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's deemed toxic now. Anyone that steps out of line is toxic and dangerous. You know, it's no more. It's not masculinity anymore. It's not protection or bravery, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So masculinity's been villainized, criminalized, right? That's why they want to tear it down. When the rise of feminism and Me Too movements.
Oh, that was fucked up, man. When that came, I was like, get the fuck out of here. What is this?
Yeah.
Anybody can just say anything? I mean,
you could put all the women in power. Let them have it. within a week it will fall apart, and they'll be saying we need men to help do this, right?
Right?
So it's nothing to do with sexism. It's just our human nature.
I said this in another podcast with really cool guys. I don't know if you know about them. They're on Twitter. Ted, Bill, and
Oh yeah, I follow them. The Musquires, yeah, they're
yeah,
cool. They're funny.
Rufus and
Yeah.
Dev. Yeah, yeah, they're really cool. I said, listen, I don't think women should be leaders. I just said it. I don't think so, because they're not as honest, in general. I mean, I'm not saying all men are honest either. I mean, men can, if you're not a real man, I don't think you're trustworthy. But real men, real men
Yeah.
tend to be direct, right? Do you
That's
agree?
the thing. People don't know who to look up to. Like, my dad was a real man, so I looked up to him a lot of my life and feared him too, right? Until I started idol worshiping and looking up to celebrities and thinking that those were men, right? Like, oh, Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp or something like
Yeah.
that, right? Or Keanu Reeves. And now I'm older, trust me, I don't do that no more, because they're put there to give a false, that's why society is the way it is now, because of these false idols who I'm now sharing and teaching that these people that I named aren't really men. They're pretending to be men, so there's a lot of the thing with the agenda. I teach about the Baphomet, which is androgyny, that has two
Yeah, he got
sexes in one.
boobs and a
The goat
dick.
head with the boobs and the phallus, right?
And
And
then
if you
also,
notice, what
go
were you
for
going
it.
to say? You're going to talk about the
No,
phallus and how it's
I
got
think-
the dome and it's
Oh,
penetrating
okay.
the dome.
No, I didn't think about that. I was thinking about the pole with the snakes and
Yeah, the caduceus, right?
yeah,
So
that
that
is
right there, and if you look
horrible.
at that image, it has a dome over it, which is the earth, and inside of it, it shows scales. So what Satan wants to do is impregnate the earth and make it satanic, right? And as you can see, the phallus is bursting through the firmament because they all want to penetrate the firmament, break into heaven, and wage war on God, which is what Nimrod wanted to do, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's go into flat Earth. When did you? I know Ashman said he was born believing it's a flat Earth, but
You get the point, Vince.
when did you, Nico, stumble upon flat Earth,
okay.
and how? When and how?
Okay. So I first stumbled upon flat Earth when I was a kid in the 90s, actually. And like many of us kids, we were in our rooms, no TV, and I had the Britannica encyclopedias. So
Okay.
obviously A for Antarctica. And if you look through those encyclopedias, and these are the same ones that my dad had as a kid. So he's like, go and read those books. I didn't play with toys, so it was books. And in those books, under Antarctica, it talks about the dome and the 13,000 foot like thing, and that never made sense to me. And I'd speak about it, but because of the world we were in, teaching about NASA and space, I kind of let go of it. And then I never believed in the moon landing, but I became a space believer. I wanted to one day develop the technology and take a spaceship and be Jean-Luc Picard and fly across the galaxy, right? And I thought that would one day be possible. So I honestly admit I wanted to do the whole Star Trek thing and travel the galaxy. But I always believed in God. So I was like, why would God create this and put us here and have all these other planets and this endless space? Never made sense. And then 2016 came around and started asking more questions. I was, had the time right then, and I seen the world, and I was already aware of weather manipulation and HAARP.
Yeah.
So I already had no trust in the government, and said, okay, I'm going to finally look into this. Why is the sun and the moon out in the sky at the same time? I did that search and flat earth videos came up. The first time they came up, which was the year before 2015, I was ignorant to it and looked away. But then a year later, it came back and I was like, I watched it. And before that video ended, I was pretty much on my knees in tears. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my goodness, God is right above us. He never left. They've been hiding him. That was my realization. It was unbelievable. And I thought it was the big one. And then the things I've woken up to since then has just been amazing. It's just been the big door.
Isn't it weird that it's always around 2015, 16 that most of us have been, hearing about or waking up to?
It was a change. It was the awakening, right? The Bible speaks of when the end times comes, the knowledge will increase, right? So it was just, if you look back at footage of people 100 years ago or anything, you can see the knowledge, whether it's a doctor, even you can see already that, oh, I know more than they do. You know what I mean? Like the knowledge is so different, but we went through a time back in 15 and 16 when knowledge was increased. It was a big awakening. I remember I was following David Icke back then, and he spoke about it too. Also a lot about lizards, which I'm so over that, which is why I just do my own thing now.
I mean, it could be true, but it feels less and less.
Oh yeah, less and less. Yeah.
Unless we happen to see it happen, like, change.
No, I'm leaning more towards that simulation thing that you and Mark were talking about yesterday. That's unbelievable. But
remember to watch that movie, Nico. That
13th floor.
13th floor. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but
I'll watch it later.
But it's basically about virtual reality.
I love it.
But there is one thing that I got from that movie, and I don't think it's gonna spoil anything. It is.
Don't say anything, man.
No, it is important.
Okay.
Let me not relate it.
If it's important, then you're gonna spoil the movie, man.
It's not that important. It's a very complex kind of. It's a quite complex kind of movie. It kind of impressed me a little bit. It is a little bit similar to Matrix, but more into the virtual reality part, which is really the interesting part, I think. What if when we go outside of the Antarctic, what if that is the end of the simulation? Like you start to see reality, like you start to see the, what is it called? The wireframes of the whole construct. Like, I'm not saying it is that way. It's just a theory. But what if that's why they don't want us to go behind the ice wall? Maybe that's the edge of the virtual reality over there. Like, if you go and see it, you're like, fuck, this is a virtual reality. Because once you see it is for you with your eyes, then you know, right? Now we're kind of...
What do you mean? You're going to see what? If it's a virtual reality, you're going to see the fucking frequencies, like the lines
wire,
on the...
like the wiring of...
The whole setup of the virtual...
Yeah, you know how when you put on a virtual reality headset, I don't know if you guys have tried it, VR headset. I don't know.
So my friend had the Oculus. I put it on and took it off after a second. I felt kind of weird. I took it off.
Dizzy. Yeah, and that is a weird thing. You do get dizzy, but that is also a thing you can kind of train off. Like you can practice so that you can cope with it better. But still, you will get kind of nauseous. I couldn't be there longer than 5 minutes. Then eventually, I could be there an hour because I was working on that Tarzan game I made the music for. So I was trying shit out. And you know what's sick, guys? When you jump from a ledge, and your stomach and everything, you feel like,
that's the feeling I don't like. So in the Oculus thing, whatever sim part I was in, I was standing on the high building and it was so high up. And then as soon as I did that first movement, I was like, whoa, because I felt my stomach, I felt my legs. I was like, I'm going to hurt myself with this headset, right? So,
isn't that sick? You know why? Because your brain is believing that shit, but it is, what do you say? It is conflicting with the body because your brain is like, all right, we're there.
Yeah,
We're moving.
It's scary. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The technology now, we're in that whole Skynet / Matrix era where if your brain thinks it's real and you die in the simulation, you could die in real life, right? Because that's
Yeah.
how realistic it is now, right? You cannot tell the difference between AI generation between real life, because AI can generate 8K hyper realistic photographs and video, right? It's surreal.
Yeah, and also they can probably do cloning, like the real clones, like you guys have probably heard of.
Yeah, I
Real.
believe everything in the last 10 years on TV to do with politicians and certain stories on the news has all been AI generated.
That's
I mean, in the
insane.
US, they can clone dogs for $50,000. They're
Exactly.
very
They
open
can clone
about
your
it too.
pet, right?
Yeah.
So they've been cloning humans for a long time. They're not going to tell us. The first time they told us
course.
they could successfully clone something, it was a sheep. They're like,
Yeah.
don't tell the people. We'll just tell the sheep we cloned the sheep, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right? That they chose the sheep of all of the animals to.
Yeah, and they named it after Dolly Parton. Like, they really mocking us.
Of course they did.
They're gonna do the scientific breakthrough in human history, and they're gonna name the sheep Dolly Parton, right? So yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about this idea that they have? Like, I have this thought sometimes that I don't even know for how long they've had this technology, and they're just pretending that it's coming out now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
They've had it for a long time. It's this technology is not new, especially AI. This isn't the first time we've had artificial intelligence. I believe it was here thousands of years ago and it's back. I believe they've had this technology and hints of it for a long time. And they've just been, if you look at the timeline of technology and how things go from like terabytes to gigabytes and VCR to DVD and CD and the little 8-track with the film, like, come on, man. Like, if like, and the fact that we went from black and white TV to color TV to flat, it's just step by step. It's like, it's
they have to do it.
They have to do it
that way.
But if they really did invent TV and that technology, there's no reason why it should have been in black and white. They could have had color. Like, there's just, they're playing around with it. They've had Photoshop. I've looked at the archives from the 1800s and 1900s, right? And they've been photoshopping pictures of constructions of buildings. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. So they've given us Photoshop in the last, 10 years, but they've had it 100 years ago. A different form of it, yeah, but they still had it, right?
Yeah. I even heard that from some guy in the 80s that he said something that, no, the guy said that in the 80s they had PS4 type of technologies in the 80s, but the public was not aware of that. But
of course they had it. Because they've been releasing movies about today's time and society since the 60s, right? So if they didn't have the technology, they're telling me that someone just thought up a script for a movie because their mind was so imaginative that they could pinpoint to the technology we have from phone and screens and holograms, and then boom.
It was just a coincidence. Yeah, a bunch of coincidences.
And all their cartoons like the Flintstones and the Jetsons, right? Predicting, and the Simpsons, everything that we have is,
Yeah. And another thing that I was kind of...
They played us. I'm telling you, they've been playing us this whole time.
And they're probably even playing us even now. We think we know.
God.
You know what I mean? We think
I'm not an NPC.
No, I mean, I know, but we probably don't know about a bunch of other technologies they have right now. Like, for example, 5 years ago, we didn't know really about Neuralink. It just came. Neuralink. Okay. Oh, and did you see how quickly that became normal? Because before these 5 or 6 years, if you told anybody that, hey, listen, they're gonna want to implant you with a microchip in your brain, the sheeple would have been, ha, 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 yeah, right, la, 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 la. But then Neuralink comes into the picture, and now it's normal. Like, are you going to get Neuralink? Are you going to get, no, I'm going to wait and see, Like, I'm fascinated on how humanity as a species, as a whole, we tend to get used to shit, good or bad, pretty quickly. Even us, in a
It's
way.
because of the desensitization, right? They desensitize you to real life coming things that they're going to do through the movies and cartoons. Like
Yeah.
with the whole tower thing, I was so desensitized to it. I was like, they're playing tricks on us. There's no way, they're going to put this in every movie and then it happens. Like, come on, right? I wasn't that, I was young, but I wasn't that young. So it's just, I forget what I was saying, but yeah, they just
Yeah.
desensitize you to the things. So the
Do
whole
you also think that also we have this element or thing to our species that we tend to how do I say this? Like a survival mechanism in our species that we have to also be able to get accustomed to different situations so that we can survive. Like, could that also be a part of it, that we as a species we can get accustomed to weird shit? Adapt, thank you. Adapt, that we can adapt so that we can survive also.
Of course. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
with certain things, yeah.
Because we do have that thing to our species that we
and
can
women
adapt.
are way better than men at that.
Women
If we have to put a gender, yeah, way better.
to
Way
adapt
better.
because they have to survive.
Yeah, I mean, to give you a morbid example, but it is a reality. When Germany took over France, all the women survived because, well, at a certain point you're going to be afraid, and then he's a German soldier. He's kind of cute. The husband died. Move on. So you know what I mean?
That's a way to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for dudes, we have this primal thing where if you're, I would say, too masculine for your own good, it's not gonna be it's not gonna end well for you.
You're gonna
because you're gonna have the primal thing of resistance, and the survival instinct is not gonna be there anymore. You're just gonna you'll be that rabbit who jumps on the tiger. You won't care if you're gonna die. You're just gonna do it. So,
yeah. I guess men has that. Real men has that.
It's a minority now.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos where this guy is walking with his girl and they get attacked and he's like running away or shit. Like
or puts her as like a human shield or something.
Yeah, he just runs away, leaves his woman. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, maybe I have. Maybe
you have seen something similar. I mean, there's not just one of these videos. There's been a couple of different ones. But
also, yeah, I have a question for Nico. Where does he live? In Canada, something like that?
I'm in Ontario, Southern Ontario, so in Toronto area, in the GTA.
Wow. And aren't you like thinking of moving or something? Because I feel like in the future Canada would be like unlivable. You know what I mean?
It already is. It's already become
yeah.
unlivable. It's I've just, like you said, I just want to go to war now over here. I've given up. I'm trying to pretend to be a outstanding citizen and pay my taxes. I'm done with that. It's the complete end of this country. Like, I fought for it for the last 4 years now or more. It's ridiculous. It's like everyone is struggling so bad over here, and people just don't know what to do, don't know how to fight back.
They got you by the balls, it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it also because people don't know if they can trust each other? What I mean is,
there's division, so people,
right?
you can't do it by yourself. So everyone, like,
exactly.
there could be like 10,000 people in one neighborhood, and I was living in my house for 2 years. I never spoke to anyone. I was like, there's like 20,000 people here. Who knows how many thousands of people here, but everyone's to themselves.
Because they don't know. Yeah, they don't know who they can trust. Because wasn't there some rats that ratted out some people during the Sniffles 19 years? Like, let's say somebody had a party where you weren't supposed to have more than 5 people at home.
Exactly. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck was that? But anyways, that somebody was like, "Hello, officer. My neighbor has 10 people over. Can you come?
God,
Thank you."
Yeah. That happened.
no honor
Motherfucker.
anymore amongst
Right?
people, man.
That's Agent Smith right there.
No
Those
Yeah.
honor,
motherfuckers.
man.
And
We
you
were
know what
throwing
that
parties
yeah.
like that. We had people call because all of our stuff, we were very public on social media, trying to show the country we're out here, we're throwing parties on the beach and everywhere, right? And
Yeah.
we had so many haters and trolls, and the Agent Smiths would be calling the police and sending them wherever we are. I got pulled over every time I left a bar or karaoke somewhere. You know, people were reporting like those people are out having fun. He's out at a bar. That bar should be shut down. They should be closed. They're not essential. It's like, it was crazy. I'm getting pulled over
Wow.
on the way home. It was insane. I'm like, wow, people, it was bad.
And that is what, incidents like that is what makes you cautious, that you don't know who I can team up with. You know what I mean? I don't know who is the Agent Smith, because let's face it, the only way we can win is if we kind of unite. I say this, we need to unite all over the place, both in person or through this fucking thing right here. That's the only way we can win, because the left or the Agent Smiths or whatever they are way better at that. They connect and they become like a Transformers.
That's why I believe that us flat earthers need to start using our voices and faces more, not just posting all these TikTok information videos. It's like, I'm like, who are these people? There's getting so many views, everyone's on board, but where is everyone?
Right.
So speaking of there's that Illuminati card game that's by Steve Jackson or something,
from
and it has all the
1995
or something.
Yeah.
So there's a flat earther card, and it says, oh, the flat earthers know something, and like, we have obviously a big gift of the knowledge. So I feel like us doing this now is very beneficial. The show yesterday with Mark was amazing. It's just opening up more. People are loving it. Mark shared it on his channel. Everyone's seen it already. It's unbelievable. So yeah, we're going to reach more people. People need to see that we're not just some people living in a box in an alley putting like information on the internet. Now they can see, oh, we're normal people. We can have a conversation with each other, and like, people will say, oh, okay, let me listen, let me see, right? So
exactly. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that you said that. Like, stop being behind the keyboard. Get on there and listen. If you want, start with the voice. If you don't want to be on cam, all right, start with the voice. And eventually, maybe you will be on cam, but get skin in the game. Like, be a part of this thing. And, I believe, like I said yesterday,
not enough faces. Especially, like, think about it. Since Mark Sargent and Rob Skiba and Eric DeBay, like, how many more faces have come in the last decade, right?
Yeah.
It's like you said, a lot of keyboard warriors, flat earthers behind the keyboard, just posting all these internet videos, but not enough faces and speakers in public, right? I did my best to get out there over here in Canada, and it helps. I still get messages to this day of people saying thank you. Like, same people that were like, oh, there's no way the earth's flat, I'm gonna unfollow you. Those same people message me 2 years later and like, oh my God, I'm closer with Jesus now. I believe, like, I see it. Thank you for doing what you did. So
you inspire others. You inspire others by what you're doing. That's why. Like, eventually they will be like, hey man, if he can do it, I can do it too. And
you have to be able to take the criticism. Like Mark said, you're not going to be able to wake someone up to flat earth over a cup of coffee, right? It has to click, right? So yeah, sometimes it takes 2 years to click, but it will click, and they'll remember, oh my God, that guy told me, I laughed at him, I said, no way, you're crazy, you're spreading disinformation, and boom, it will click eventually. And
and you know what's funny? Eventually those people will go on the same journey as you did. they will try to wake some of their friends up
Yeah.
to the flat Earth, and
The
they will,
domino effect.
yeah, and they will ghost them for 2 years and then come
Yeah.
back to them. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what I mean? It's proof, though, that what you say really gets to them. They don't really believe that the world is a spinning ball and that 3 men from NASA landed on it, right? It's
yeah,
just what we've been told since we were kids, since we were first put into a classroom in a school, right? In any
yes,
country, they put it in your face, and they get adults to do it, and we're taught to, well, you're a kid, so you have to respect your adults that are teaching you, so you believe that they know what they're telling you is true, so you'll never question it again. But then when someone does question it, it sticks in them. Even 2 years, it's like they'll tell you no to your face, but it will haunt them until they look
yeah,
into it, and then they'll figure it out.
yeah. I want to ask you, like, when I was a kid, I don't know, I just sensed something with this reality. Like when I was 5, 6 years, I was wondering, this is weird, but I was wondering, what is this place and why aren't we talking about what this place is? Why aren't the people on that TV talking about what is this place? Did you have any of something like that when you were young, or
Yeah.
were you, did you have that? Something like
Yeah,
that?
for some reason, I've always just been able to see things for what they are. My dad was very big into the news and was obsessed with watching news stories and everything. And I remember being a kid and watching, I think, President George H.W. Bush's speech, the New World Order speech, and
Oh,
everyone was sitting
the father
back in
Bush.
the 91 or something, and I was like 5 or 6, and I was like, clearly everyone must know that these are the bad guys, right? Even me as a young kid, I knew that this was the bad guy, and whatever movie realm we're in or storyline this is.
Yeah.
And that was before I knew that adults were paying taxes to these people. So I didn't know
Yeah.
about taxes, obviously, at 5, right? But
Yeah.
when I was like, wow, the
Yeah.
government's obviously the bad guys.
Yeah. So do you think then there are some people, some souls that just are young, or whatever you want to call them, or either they're young, they're souls, or maybe some of them are NPCs that they don't want to try to figure out what this reality is? Because I've always wanted to figure out. I'm still on that same quest. I
Yeah.
always want to figure out what this place is. I don't know why, I can't explain it. But
And yeah,
a lot of people don't.
The best, closest version of figuring out what this realm is the flat Earth. And if you look into Admiral Richard E. Byrd's diary and how they went to Antarctica, well, first they went to the North Pole, and that's a different story of what they found there, which is, I believe, is the Garden of Eden, right? And then after they were shut out of there, they went straight to the South Pole. And in his diary, it says that they lost a plane that flew into an invisible barrier, right?
Yes.
So I believe they found the edge of the dome, which keeps us enclosed in. I don't think there's any doorways that lead to more land. I think that's ridiculous, because think of all
you
the
think
gas.
this is it? You think this is
This
it?
is it. Yeah, for sure. I think that the whole extra land theory is made up, is to take away from the Bible, because this, I think it's
Okay, hold on. Let's get into this, because Ashman, I know Ashman, he is Muslim, right? You're Muslim.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Nico, what
born
are you?
again Christian. Yeah,
born again.
So,
And I'm just a guy that believes in God and and doing good stuff. I can't.
Beautiful.
I don't know. I don't know why I can't just align myself to any religion, because I want to explain why. Because
It's not impressive enough for you, man.
No, it has nothing to do with impressive.
I'll tell you why. No, Nick, Nico, Vince is the type of guy to not be impressed with heaven. We had a discussion about heaven,
Yeah.
and Vince wasn't impressed with heaven, man. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be happy all the time. Why do I need to be happy all the time?" And he kept like picking up points where he hates heaven now.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
I wasn't. I just said, what if I get bored? You know, what if I don't want to be here forever?
with heaven.
I don't know. I haven't been there, so I don't know how it is. But what they say, for example, I'm going to take the Bible. They say the ones that has written the Bible has been written down the inspired words of God or something like that.
Yeah.
Or am I wrong? Inspired, right?
Yeah. Well, these people, they didn't have the distractions that we have today. You know, as a writer, like they don't have the internet distractions. So they definitely were the chosen ones that got to experience the dreams that God sent to them and heard the voice of him and had to relay down. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
a bunch of guys that joined a club and said, hey, let's write a book. You know what I mean? It didn't go down like that.
Yeah. Okay. I tried to go into this a little bit with Mark yesterday, but I didn't get to go into this fully. I was trying to say this. If the Bible were to say something wicked, if you just imagine it saying something wicked, would you still believe that was the word of God if it said something wicked? You wouldn't, right? If it said, do something wicked. I don't know. If it said something in the 10 Commandments, something wicked, would you think that was God's words in that case? You wouldn't, right? You would say,
no, clearly not. Like obviously, as growing up
right?
young, you know the 10 Commandments. Some of the first ones are "Thou shalt not kill." So you like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, don't hurt others, don't steal, you don't lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So you're like comparing it to something inside of you that you agree with, like that sounds right? Like, yeah, don't
yeah,
kill
it seems
sounds.
like the perfect guidebook as someone that just
Yeah.
arrived on Earth is like, oh, this is how to be a human. So it
Yeah.
seems very authentic and genuine, right?
Yeah. So why I'm saying this is you believe it's God's words because it aligns with what you think is right and what a good God would actually stand for, right? That is why you accept that this is probably the word of God, because that is, it aligns with what I think is good. Don't kill, don't rape, don't steal. Basically,
Yeah,
it's all just don't steal. You know that, right? You can condense all of it to don't steal, because when you kill somebody, you're stealing their life. When you're raping or stuff like that, you're stealing their free will because they don't want to do that with you, but you're still raping them. You're stealing their property. Everything is just really about stealing if you compress it down. Don't
there's a
steal anything.
yeah, don't steal someone's wife, or you know, there's so much
Whatever.
stuff from adultery, from lying and stealing and killing and stuff like that, right? Like love thy neighbor and your
Yeah.
brother and you respect your parents. But it also
Yeah.
tells you stuff about a man shall not lie with another man, or a man shall not put on a woman's garment, and neither shall a woman put on a man. So it does tell you
Yeah.
certain things that lead to other things that this world is currently pushing, right? So everything that the world is pushing, I've been able to find in the Bible where God says, no, don't do that. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. And I can listen. I have nothing against gay people, but I will say this: it's not natural.
Yeah,
It's,
I have
it's
nothing against them either. It's
yeah.
not natural. What I don't have approve of is that community having access to children in schools and libraries, and they've been pushing it. So for the last 2 years, I was out there standing up for the children, trying to wake parents up because they don't know what's going on with their kids in the schools. I showed them
That's
some of the
scary.
books, the very sexualized books that has been pushed on the kids. They didn't know that drag queens will come into the schools and teaching the kids that it's okay to be gender fluid. They're really pushing it. You're
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah. That's satanic and
yeah,
completely wrong. But I want to go back to my point here. So what my point with this whole thing with the Bible, with it being inspired by God, and that you agree with what is right, and therefore you can agree that this probably is the word of God. Why I'm saying this is this: doesn't that mean that we already got the what do you say? Well, you could say we already got the commandments inside of us. Like we know what is right, what is wrong. Do we really need a book? Because I'm saying this because of this reason. If I'm going to be a good person, it has to, this is what I think at least, it has to come from you. It has to be real. It can't be just that I think this is what God wants me to do and therefore I do it. It has to come from myself to be real. That's how I think. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
whole purpose of the Bible, right, is because our whole journey here on earth is to, was to enjoy the life here and have lots of children and flourish. But as you can see, the Bible tells you that we never got the chance to experience that because one of the angels decided to rebel out of jealousy, hatred, decided that, no, I don't want humans to have this. Why did you create them? You're supposed to love me. So he came down here and ruined everything. These satanic, the Satan, the Lucifer, whatever you want to name it, right? So the Bible tells you that it's pretty much warning us, yeah, we can still live that life, but there's an evil here that wants to take that away from you and your salvation and prevent you from coming home back to heaven, right? Because he's going to be going somewhere else and he wants everyone here to go with him. So the Bible tells us of the threat of this powerful evil and how we pretty much have no chance against it because we're only human, which is why Jesus now steps in, because God knew that we had no hope against this evil. It's far superior than us. So he needed Jesus to die for us, all of us, so we could have the chance to be saved. But we have to go through him. That's what the Bible says. And the Satan knows that, which is why the attack on Christianity worldwide, like, it's the most mocked religion from Hollywood or anywhere, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. But one thing I'm not that sure of is the idea that we can't sort of beat the devil. Why I'm saying that is, if the devil was that powerful, why does it have to hide in that case? Does it just want to play a game? Like, I can win whenever I want, but I just want to hide for a while and play with them. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. What do you say?
In Islam, it's the devil is not portrayed like in Christianity. He's not like too much of a. Although I don't know how specifically he is portrayed in Christianity, but from the stuff that I hear from people who are Christians, he is a very tough. I wouldn't say character like figure in Christianity, but in Islam, he's very beatable. If we're going to talk in those terms.
Okay, so in Islam, it's possible to beat the devil. It's
very possible.
So, yes. Nico, if I ask you,
do you need protection or power from one of the prophets, or do you just beat him through Allah?
Through prayer, through confidence, through the truth in your heart, through faith. And with faith, it's knowledge plus logic plus skepticism equal faith in Islam. The most happiest people in Islam are the skeptic ones, the ones that go to the scholars and say, why is this called this? Why is Jesus in Christianity is God and in Islam is this? It's not like, and I'm sorry to say this, Nico, but in the Church of Christianity, when you say something to this priest or ask too much of a complicated questions, you will never get simple answers. Unfortunately, it's like so it's the questions in themselves. It's very hard to ask a priest a question and you'll get like just a simple answer.
That's the thing. You're not supposed to ask the priest any question. You're not really supposed to go to church. I don't go to church and pay respect to the priest. The Bible doesn't speak of a church and a priest or a pope, right? That's created by something else. And they've decided to use the Bible and Jesus and make it seem like they're connected, but they're not. You have to separate the two, right? Yeah, that's
You,
what I was able to do. Is to be
you
able to
know,
believe in Jesus and the Bible without the church and the Pope and these priests, none of that stuff.
but the
Yeah,
thing
and
is
And
Vince,
the
this.
Bible, sorry, and the Bible also, like you said, how you get protection against Satan. The Bible is the same. Ephesians 5:11 says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." So you need the whole armor of God.
Well, that sounds like if you put on the armor, that you should actually go to war. Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much,
Like,
yeah. Then you'll have a
well,
chance. I feel like
well, if it says that you can't beat the devil, then why even put on the armor? Like, let it just kill me
he's
then.
crafty. His it's just it's a different. It's the Son of God, right? The angels, they
I
obviously have.
know, but why is he hiding? Like, the one thing I don't like with Christianity is that thing. Like, let God take care of it, or Jesus. To me, if the devil has been fiddling with any of the religions, that would be a thing the devil would put in there. Like, listen, it's no use. You can't beat me. You can't beat the devil. So let Jesus take care of that. So just
Well,
don't
obviously
fiddle.
also,
there is ways of
yeah,
beating him. Flat Earth. That's why we're the most censored guys on the internet, right?
Well,
Because
that's what I'm
Satan
saying.
knows his
Yeah,
whole grasp on this realm will fall and crumble if everyone knows that he has no grasp on anything, right?
that's what
Because
I'm saying.
his
Yeah,
whole face and universe is fake. So that's
exactly.
why.
Well, hold on, Ashman. What were you trying to say?
yeah. Two things. One you said, and one,
Okay, he's coming back.
yeah.
He's going. You
Okay.
want to pause it for when he's coming
Yeah, we
back?
can pause it. How are you, Vince? Everything okay?
Okay, he's back.
Checking my battery.
Resume.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, Vince, earlier you said we have this innate goodness in us, like innate.
Yeah, the ones that are
Yeah.
not psychopaths. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't need manuals. Basically, that's what you're gonna
Yeah.
say. Why do I need a manual?
Yeah.
Well, if you're talking from a standpoint of a prophet or something, because most people in life need manuals. If you buy a TV and you don't know how that TV works, you need a manual. You're not just gonna do
Sure.
this, click, and you're like, okay, I know how this works. Because
Sure.
God and the
Yeah.
levels of DMT in my brain are astonishing that I know how this stuff works. Everything works. No, that's prophet stuff, man.
But it's not
We
that
are regular
complicated.
people.
It's not
Yeah,
that
you're
complicated.
talking from a standpoint of a 39-year-old man living in Sweden in the
Still,
2023. We're not living in the 1600s or before Christ or anything like that. You never know what happened in those days, or how would you survive, or how would you know knowledge. So you're comparing your knowledge now to the knowledge of prophets like 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago. So it's, you know what I mean? You froze. What's going on?
Yeah. So he's gone. So like you were talking about the manual Bible, there's a meme going around. If you break down Bible,
Yeah.
Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. So like that's another good
That
way of
makes
showing
sense.
that the Bible is an
Yeah.
instruction manual.
Also, you said, I mean, the fear of, uh, not even the fear, the the devil depicted as not being able to defeat him or defeating him is very not easy
He's
in the
already been
Bible.
defeated. That's the thing. So it's not really our war to really
But
challenge
what's the
him
thing
because
that
it's
Vince
not
was talking
fair.
about then when he said
Uh,
he's unbeatable or something? Was he wrong or
well, it's an unfair fight. It's like in the boxing, you don't put the
okay?
lightweights against heavyweights, right? For that reason, it's just
Exactly.
unfair. I'm sure it could like, but there's other ways. Like it's a spiritual war, right? Again, the Bible
Yeah.
says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So that's the whole point of putting on the whole armor of God, living in prayer, and that will protect you from this because he's not going to come after you and fight you in a boxing ring, right? He's got
Yes.
other these demons have other powers and knowledge to go up against. They know everything about this world and humanity, right? So
Yes.
they have the upper hand. And clearly Satan doesn't sleep, he can't take any days off, so
Just the
they're
same as God.
pretty much immortal, right? So we're only human. We get
Yes.
sick, we get tired, we get fatigued, we get hungry, we get emotional. We don't
Very
know
vulnerable.
yeah, obviously these demons have emotions, otherwise we wouldn't be in this mess, right? And this war on us and God. So it's very good that we're bringing up what both the faiths of Islam and the Bible speak of. I don't really want to speak for Christianity because, like you said, the priests never give a straight answer. The Pope, we can just look at the Pope, does not look like he's for humanity, right? So
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I was thinking about it as you were speaking. The devil in Islam, he's not an angel. We never depict him as an angel. It wasn't even. It's not
what's his name? Dalalal? What's the name for the devil in Arabic?
Arabic. Shaitan.
Oh, Shaitan. Okay.
Yeah, Shaitan. He has many names, but the main one is Shaitan. Yeah. We never did. It's never stated in the book that he was an angel. That's why the possibility of, because there's nothing scarier than an angel who has fallen. So it's a powerful creature who's not being ordered by God. So it's very wise and it's very logical for Christians to not get scared, but feel like it's like an unfair fight, and it's very logical because the way it's mentioned
Yeah.
or it's talked
But
about. But with Christian,
so
yeah,
in the past 4 years, I've been on a crusade to prove prophecy, right? And one of those prophecies is to prove that the angels were real and they really did come here to this earth and create cities and rule over humanity. Vince is back. Okay. So I'm just telling
beautiful.
him we're just still continuing our talk here. So, but yeah, so I don't know.
Can't
You
hear
guys are
you,
from
Vince.
Sweden.
Yeah.
So speaking of the angels, many cities in the
Us
world
or
have angel statues in them. So here in Toronto on University Avenue, there's a big angel statue. We got like 3 in Toronto. I've seen some footage recently from the farmer protest in Germany, I believe, and I think there's a gold statue
France?
angel there over those cities. So to me, I feel like that's very suspicious why there'd be angel statues all over the world, especially in nations that are not Christian cultured nations, right? So
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
yeah, you're very
No,
quiet
it's
right now, but
quiet. Yeah.
yeah, turn your
Yeah,
volume up.
I can't select the right microphone. Let me refresh. Weird.
Anyway, yeah. You mentioned the farmers one. I think that's in France, right? The resistance,
Yeah, I
the
believe
farmers.
other nations are standing up at the moment. So yeah, the
Dude,
mainstream has
if you
only
told
covered
me
the
that,
French ones.
if you told me that French people would be that bold, like a year ago or something, I would have
Of course
laughed.
they are. They have a history of that. That nation, the French Revolution, Napoleon, that just came out in the great film,
Yeah,
by the
but
way.
Nico, after 1939 or something,
True, yeah,
the
100 years later, yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
can imagine.
so pussified, if that's even a word, that
Yeah,
place after the 30s. So yeah, and the
I grew up in
surrendering and
England.
yeah.
So England in the 80s, 90s was a very rough place to grow up.
Oh yes.
There was fights every day with kids. It's just the way of it was back then. You just stick with everything was soccer, right? Football. If you're the Arsenal fans would fight the Manchester United kids, and
Oh, absolute hooligans. Yeah.
yeah. So that was just life. And then I came to Canada, and it was very pussified, but
Mild.
whatever. I was like, okay, this is just North America. But now I've seen the whole world ended up being, even England, those days are no longer. Kids don't fight no more. Everything's just very,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, very fluoridated
There's
world.
no there's not even an activity anymore. Like people used to play with like football on the street. Now it's just
Oh, yeah.
laptops and
Yeah.
iPods and all that bullshit. You're not active as a kid anymore, which is sad. Which is gonna be a downfall eventually, sadly. Vince, everything right?
You know what's irritating? When I go out and come back in, the microphone is set on the right setting, but when I
Mhm.
press unmute, it goes to a different setting and it doesn't let me pick the right setting.
But you're good now. Just a little bit of volume and you're good. You're good.
What if, yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
Okay, we've covered religion now. What's the next topic?
Hold
No more
on, have we
religion.
left Satan?
You like Trump, Nico?
Back in 2016, but after I woke up to flat Earth and the whole transpocalypse thing, I haven't trusted any of them. Not even
Yeah.
Trump. But
Yeah.
But the life
Unfortunately,
was better
yeah.
when Trump was president from 2016 to 2020. Yeah, I wish we could go back to those times, but no, it's finished, and I don't care if you get
Yeah.
elected or not. It's all theater and cosplay for them. So
Yeah.
Hold on, are we
Hey,
done
Nico.
with the devil? Yeah.
No, if we were gonna continue, you weren't here when I mentioned that the slight difference. It's a big difference actually between Christianity and Islam and the depiction of the devil in both of them. And at
Yeah.
least in Islam, I wouldn't just say specifically Christianity. Yeah.
Hold on, you can hear me sort of good right now, right? Sort of.
yeah, now you're
Okay,
back.
yeah,
You're
I
back.
can hear
You're
you. Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
I'm
good.
back now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I just want to say this. Wouldn't the world be better if Christians, Muslims, whoever just agreed that they believe in the same God and agreed on the, do not steal, do not grape, do not, all of that, the
I'll
most
tell you what,
important.
man. In the days of Prophet Muhammad, that was the case. I mean, his companions. I'll tell you a quick story. His companions were fleeing from people who worshipped statues worshippers, like people who worship satanic
Just
stuff, and they were
idolize, huh?
idolized, and they were fleeing. And Muhammad said, "Go to this Christian Lord; he will protect you. Tell him I sent you. He'll protect you. Christians are good. They believe in God like us."
Okay.
And the Christian Lord was offended by one thing: how they depict Jesus in Christianity, how Mary got pregnant with Jesus and all that stuff. And then after the companion explained the whole story of Jesus in Islam, the Christian Lord said he drew a line in the sand, and he said the difference between your religion and ours is this line in the sand right here. And it was a tiny line in the sand.
Yeah.
And he says it's just a lamp. It's a light. If you look at it from different, a visual from different, you know what I mean? If you look through the light from a different angle, but it's the same light. Sadly, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're right. Well, there is a third religion
listen.
which I totally do not agree with, but we don't have to talk about it because you're gonna get messed up on YouTube.
Yeah, and quickly, I just want to say that the potential is there to unite the religions. Last year, I was on a crusade to stop the drag queens against the kids, and the Muslim community came out, and we all stood together, and I did a speech with them, and that went viral. I got the whole community to sing Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. So I'll send that to you later, Vince, to show you. But yeah, the potential is there. We can unite when it comes to a common goal and belief in something. We can put religion and God aside, especially when it came to saving and protecting the children.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some of that stuff, but send me that. I want to see that. But really, what are we fighting for? Different things in the story? Like, what are we fighting? Like, listen, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe God probably thinks like, what are you guys doing? You all say you worship me, yet you're fighting against each other and not the enemy. What are you doing? Who cares about that story, this story, that story? God against Satan, that's it.
Yeah.
God against Satan.
Vince,
what are you doing?
Vince,
yeah,
Vince, I like your argument, but here's the thing. Back in the day, it was crusades. It was the Jerusalem king versus Salahuddin and all that stuff, and the crusades and the Christian versus the Muslims. It was like that. nowadays it's not a war against religions where it's not that.
I know
It's
it's not.
demonic people against people who believe in God.
I
It's
know,
us
and
versus them,
I know.
and
So
not in a
I know it's not
yeah,
a real physical war between Christians and Muslims, but
yeah,
it's still like I'm right. No,
misunderstanding.
I'm right. No, I'm right. My religion is right. No, my religion is right. You know, it's like who cares? One God. There is only one God, and you both have the same God. You have different variations in the story. Let me tell you guys this. I stumbled upon a video that says that. Do you know when they switch God's name to Lord or something? That Lord means ball. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that? That's weird, right?
Yeah, I did the decode on that back when the whole Balenciaga thing broke out.
Oh yeah, I
And even
remember that.
Balenciaga says, I am your king Baal or something when
Yeah,
translated into Latin. So yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
So that's weird. Why did the Bible change the word, like the name of God, to ball? But then, hold on, let me show you this clip. I got it on Twitter regarding the name of God. Maybe you've seen it, Nico. I don't know if you, Ashman, have seen it. Hold on.
I mean,
Let me
there's a
pull.
reason why we don't call God God in Islam. I'll tell you after this.
Okay. Okay.
Search.
Hold on. Here. Let me pull it up. Pull it up. And I know I have to do some stuff here with Rumble Studios. Share this one, audio, and then I have to go to presentation or some shit like that. Let me know if you guys hear the audio on this one.
Repeats over and over.
Yeah,
I'm about to show
You hear the
Yeah.
audio?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Look at this. Hold on.
you is the most shocking discovery I've made in my truth journey. The true name of God has been removed from our Bibles over 6,000 times, and that name is Yahuwah, represented by the Tetragrammaton YHWH, which translates to the numerical sequence of 10565. The name of God, YHWH, repeats over and over in your DNA. The shortened version of his name is Yah. We see this in Psalm 68, verse 4. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Jah. But guess what? The letter J was only invented 500 years ago. If we go to the original Hebrew for Jah, it is Yah. Right, and we know Jehovah is a false translation because Hova in Hebrew translates to ruin, disaster, and
Wow.
calamity.
Yeah,
Who's the one that comes
I've
to
actually looked up that thing, Hova, and it does say in Hebrew, ruin or disaster. So if Jah means God, then they've added ruin or disaster after God. So what is that? But anyways, let's continue. This is weird.
kill, steal, and destroy, destruction? It's Satan. What did Satan say in his heart? He said, I will send above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. He wants to take over God's position, which is what got him cast out of heaven and why he's so angry now. He's going to try to deceive all of us. The name Yah is also written on your face. Y-A-H. You also say the name Yahuwah every single time you breathe. All right, he breathed into Adam's nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Your bronchial breath, the inhale and exhale, and the inhale and exhale of the vesicular breath are both represented by a 3-to-1 ratio. Right, Psalms 150 verse 6, let everything that has breath praise Yahuwah. You're saying his name every time you breathe and you don't even know it. All right, we know it's not Yahweh because the breath is a 3-to-1 ratio. Yahuwah, not a 2-to-1 ratio. The name Yahweh is a false pagan god. You can look this up. Yahweh is literally a pagan goddess.
Who are the ones that say call God Yahweh? Is it the Rastafari?
Jamaica.
Ah, it is.
Jamaica.
Jah, yes.
So
Yeah.
they say Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Or Yahweh,
Yeah.
Yeshua for Jesus. So yeah, I've looked into that too. And it's important because a wise man told me, it's like, God has a name, and if you're using the wrong name, he could get offended. He's like, how would you feel if I called you by your wrong name? and called you Vinci or Vincona or something, right? It's not the same name. So there is some importance to getting the name of God correct, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, obviously, right? Because words and stuff like that seems to be, important. So if that's the case, does the devil want you to say something bad about God, thinking you're saying God's name, but you're really kind of cursing him out in a way, like
anything
trash.
to take praise away from him, or just to keep just basically cutting the connection, so you don't even get to blaspheme him only through your sins on this world, right? But you don't even get to pray to him if you're using the wrong name. But maybe if it's in your heart and mind, that's different, right? But
You mean
it's
if
different for everyone. Everyone has a different spiritual journey, right?
what do you think about cursing? Regular cursing, like, motherfucker.
I don't know. We all do it. I don't know if it's right. It could be to have a foul mouth. Yeah, it is very unpleasant, and it does generate negative reactions from people. So it must, maybe it's because we've learned that this is cussing and cursing. So,
but it does come naturally, though. Sometimes, like when you get pissed off.
Yeah.
Or to prove a point, sadly.
yeah.
You need to curse at people.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
but I agree with Nico. It's very, it's foul. And if we want to give it a very biblical answer, God created you, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want you to use which is a mouth that is lent to you by God as a machine to make people feel a certain way about you. So they can curse at you back, and you curse at them, and it's a whole shenanigan now. So yeah, that's what usually happens when you curse at people. They curse back.
But also, doesn't intention play a part as well? The intention behind, like I can say, "Hey, motherfuckers," but that's not, that's not bad. Or I can say it in a really bad way that you can feel it. It's like, oh shit, that was hostile. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. True.
No.
And with the name, with God's name, in Islam we say Allah. Now, why do we say that? Because it has its own section in the dictionary as the only word that isn't feminine or masculine. Just it's not. What are you gonna say?
No, I saw a video of somebody saying that Allah just meant the creator. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was in some Hebrew, something.
Amoraic, the language of Jesus. Amoraic.
Maybe. Hold on, let me just finish off this. It's a little bit left.
It's all over the internet. Pagan deity. Basically just yet another deception from Satan. So the YHWH was actually removed and changed to Lord over 6,000 times in the Old Testament. So every time you see Lord, it was originally his name, Yahuwah. Right, the YHWH, which looks like this. So this name YHWH, Yahuwah, was changed and removed and translated to Lord 6,000 times in the Old Testament. This is due to the ineffable name doctrine from the devil. Right? This is basically a doctrine given to the translators that is said that we should not pronounce his name because it's too holy to be uttered. But that would actually destroy the third commandment. You do not bring the name of Yahuwah, your Elohim, to nothing or to naught. For Yahuwah does not leave the one unpunished who brings his name to naught or to nothing. That's what it actually means to take the Lord's name in vain, is bringing it to nothing, which is what Satan did. Really not supposed to be saying Jesus or Jehovah. The J was invented 500 years ago. Now, what does this name actually mean? If you translate his name into Hebrew, and remember, they read right to left, it states, behold, hand, behold, nail. Or in other words, behold the nails in the hand. Right? So the Most High's name literally prophesies the death of our Messiah long before it happened. Remember, Satan hates this name, right? Because what did the death and resurrection of Messiah do? It gave us power as believers, right? And it also gave us salvation and gave us entry to Yah's kingdom. Right? The true name of the Son, it's not Jesus, it's Yahusha. Shah in Hebrew means salvation, so this translates to Yah is salvation. Remember what Messiah said in John 5:43. I have come in my Father's name, and you have not received me. But if someone else comes in his own name, you will receive him. Right? He came in the Father's name, Yahuwah, because Yahusha means Yahuwah is salvation. But we are all praying to Jesus, which means Jehovah is salvation. We know Hova means destruction, ruin, and calamity. So we should not be praying to that name. Right? This is due to Hellenization, right? Which is Greek influence. The original name is Yahusha, of the Son, which means Yah saves. But the Greeks transliterated it to Jesus, which is false. We don't change people's name. Especially when he told us in Exodus 3 verse 15, Yahuwah, Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my remembrance to all generations. He said this is his name forever and his memorial to all generations. Imagine I went to your gravestone, your memorial, and scratched off your name and changed it or transliterated it. It's ridiculous. Now remember, every time it was supposed to say YHWH, it was translated to Lord 6,000 times. Now, I understand the word Lord is a term for the Most High. But if you go into the Hebrew, Baal translates to Lord.
Yeah.
Right? So Satan has basically taken out God's name, brought it to nothing, which violates the third commandment, has us all saying these Greek Hellenized transliterations of the true name. And guess what? His name is actually in the older Bibles. This is the 1560 Geneva. Yahuwah. Right? That's how it's said in Greek. Right, but what did they do? They even changed that to Jehovah in all the newer Bibles. If y'all want a part 2 on this series, let me know. I got a lot to say. This was a very hard one for me to accept. I had to take a lot of praying and research. But he's given me peace on it now, and he's given me lots of confirmation. May Yah bless you guys. Don't forget to like and follow.
That's crazy, though. He's basically saying Jesus is not the right name.
Neither is Lord, yeah.
What the hell? You know what? You know, this is a hard thing. If this is true, I'm not saying this is true, but it could be true. It's a very hard thing to accept as a Christian, for example, because that means you have to reconsider a bunch of stuff, right? Like you have to.
That's why being a Christian is hard, because if you're a Christian in the church and you're listening to priests, you're just going to hear Lord and Jesus, right? But if you're born again and you do your own research, you find out what this guy just shared with us, Yahushua and Yahweh, right? Yahweh
And Jehovah are apparently wrong, and Yahuwah or Yahuwah, he said, was the right one. Yahuwah. Oh no, Yahuwah was the name, and not Jehovah or.
And Yahushua is Jesus.
That was Jesus, because that was Yah, which is God, and Shua is salvation or something. Yeah. God saves.
We call Jesus Shaisa in Islam.
Shaisa?
No, Isa.
Isa.
Or that's a pretty American accent. In Arabic, it's Isa.
Aisha.
Yeah.
Aisha.
No. The Iranian guy got it right because of the Iranian pronunciation that he has.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What did I say?
The first one.
Aisha.
No, with the you have to. It has to come from within. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be aggressive with it. Just
yeah. So.
Anyway.
I just saw this video. I don't know if you guys saw it. This guy that was this priest that was debating the other priest about flat Earth, Greg Lockwood.
Yeah, Lockwood.
Lockwood or something.
Let me see. I did have it up on my page too. I looked into that. What did you think about that?
I got it here bookmarked if you want. What I think about that is, I didn't see that much from the flat Earth priest, but I did see the other guy that was against the flat Earth, and to me, it's shit like that that keeps away people from, at least keeps away me from religion, because that guy is like that. He's like a cult leader. Like he. Hold on, let me. If you don't have it,
No, I can't find it right now.
Nico, I got it. Hold on. Hold on. He's quite ridiculous, I think.
I haven't seen this, by the way.
You haven't seen this?
No.
Two
Don't.
priests. One is a flat earther priest, and the other guy is a non-flat earther priest. Here, hold on.
Sorry, I gotta quickly go take my dogs outside.
Oh, okay, no problem.
It won't be long.
Oh, no problem.
Adorable dog, by the way.
Yeah, nice, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, let me know when you're back. Take your time. Hold on, where is the video? And we can read some chats, by the way.
A lot of chat, man.
Hey, what's up, Anson?
Sup, Anson?
A while back.
Sup, you hippie?
Also, we didn't choose this. It's a defensive thing. Mainstream hoping people will just forget and move on from stuff like the jabber. Yeah, the jabber, right? That's why we're talking about it. Not cause want to dwell on this stuff. Sense the positive sound vibration in the word ja. Come naturally or just because used it from early age. A bit confused. Is it ya or is it ja or ya? Well, that guy said the J letter came 500 years ago or something. The J. So
Which I didn't get. Well, I mean, 500 years from what? From now? Which we are now? That's
think
impossible. That's 500. Only 500 years ago. It's a letter.
So. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
What do you mean? The shape or how to write it or the pronunciation of it? I don't get it.
Both of it, I think. The pronunciation and how you write it.
So people before that time wouldn't be able to say the word J? Is that right? Or they would be able to say J, but they couldn't write it? I mean, wasn't there a religion that starts with that word that was the oldest religion of all of them? What's the oldest religion, Vince? What was Jesus Christ? So Jesus was a Arab. Exactly. Nice one, DJ Sentiment. Okay. Yeah, so only 500 years ago? That doesn't make sense.
Hey, that's how I'm gonna say them by now, from now on. It will never know that I'm talking about them.
Hey, what about if you're talking about that certain country that we can't talk about? How are you gonna mention them?
Yeah,
That's too gay for me, man. Nah.
I don't know how to say it.
The Z country.
Yeah, that's a little bit harder for people to get. They're like Z.
Well,
they're like zombie.
Ben Shapiro is a Z. Trump is a Z.
Which country is Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe? Is he talking about Zimbabwe?
Oh, it's very easy. No, it's very easy, Vince. What's the codes? Where are the codes in the Matrix? What does Agent Smith want the codes of what country? What place? That starts with a Z. The road to Z. Zion.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the Zion.
Yeah. Wasn't Neo like Jesus in that fucking movie? Wasn't he depicted like that? He's the one.
Yeah,
to
a
keep
little bit.
people. Yeah, I mean, that movie is part of the propaganda. To be honest, the word
could say.
matrix is a beautiful word to describe how things are today. But
Yeah.
think, I mean, the movie in and of itself, the road to keep the codes of Zion protected, the road to Zion. Zion is the Holy Land. I mean, what kind of bullshit is that? Come on, man.
Yeah, but it still has, you know, good things that wakes people up. You know what I mean?
Of
Still.
course, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Like,
Trump has beautiful things that wake a lot of people up, but he
yeah.
is, if you ask him to give a bunch of money to a certain country, he will, which is
Well,
weird.
I mean,
He
you
is
know,
scared, so I understand.
maybe, but we also watched that little clip with Nick Cordero, Rick Cordero. Shit, I said Nick.
Break,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it's hard when you have a bunch of stuff in your head. Rick Cordero, cute, cool dog.
How many dogs does this guy have?
I
Yeah,
think two.
okay.
Yeah. In that video, it said that Trump went on a tour to, you know,
Okay.
he went to Saudi Arabia, he went to North Korea, he went to Japan, he went to the I country, he went to the Rome, he went to England, he went to Philippines. Did I say that? Basically to make them surrender, or not surrender, but align with him. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, we don't know until we know. Are you back, Nick?
I'm back. Thank you.
Okay,
Sorry about
okay.
that.
No problem. No problem. Here it is. Here it is. Hold on.
We got to set the tone before we look at the scriptures, because we got to get through all this crazy train nonsense so we can understand what the Bible actually says. The reason people can't fathom this is because there's so many different
Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, good.
these systems about it, whereas we have one model that works.
Yeah, because you've been brainwashed with it since you were born. You have to remember this about us. We believed everything you believed before. You know, because that's what we were taught. You know, we didn't have a choice. I mean, from childhood on up, that's ingrained in your head. Remember, brainwashing
stops you from being able to think, even accept what you observe.
So this, to be honest, it's not about creation. We don't disagree on creation. I don't believe in a Big Bang theory. I don't believe in millions of years. I believe in 6 literal days of creation. I don't believe in any of that. As I would say, well, of course I know the election was stolen. Of course I know that vaccines are nonsense. Of course,
Take it easy, guy.
I didn't close my church. We even put up a sign that said we're a mask-free campus. We won't even allow you to wear a mask here. And so it's not like we're into all of the stuff, right?
Yeah, so he's you know, he's on board on those things, but
I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe that science is greater than the Bible. I don't believe in aliens. We agree with that, right? I don't believe in ET and little green men. I do believe that is going to be a last days deception, that they are going to say, oh, look what the aliens can. Ain't no aliens. I don't believe any of that stuff. Okay, all of that's nonsense. We know that that is evil. We know that that is wrong. That is science, falsely so-called. That is Romans chapter 1, suppressing the truth. And the man of God said,
but let me just show you this stuff. Hold on. I don't know if you guys are aware, or even if you can see it, but his shirt.
Yeah.
Okay,
The symbols, right, on the shirt?
Yes. Let me try to zoom that shit in.
Yeah, these are symbols that I've been exposing for the signs and symbols of Freemasonry, of Satanism. So there's a lot of people.
Yeah, you know, the child stuff. Yeah, you know, they say FBI has, you know, they have tracked these they have tracked these symbols to be
that's how they communicate with each other, right?
Yeah. So why is he wearing that shit? That's weird.
Because a lot of these pastors in the church are infiltrators and are from the Masonic Lodge that has been also infiltrated. Like the Masons and all, like people believe that it's just like a country club for old men that want to like just be cool and talk about business and stuff. But no, I know Masons. They said that it's been infiltrated long, and they do have some say on society, and it's very satanic, some of the rituals they do. So a lot of that is coming out now.
Yeah, and that is what that is what scares people from religion, frankly, at least me. People like this, like you're not closer to God than anybody, like another person of faith. Like they pretend as if they are a leader and they're closer to God than somebody in the crowd. I don't buy that. I don't. Anyways,
No, they're not.
Get all
right?
of that. But we're really not fighting creation. We're fighting, let me just use the word cosmology, right? We're fighting the shape of the earth.
Robot
He has a lot of information that I don't have, right? The earth itself is not the center of a orbital galaxy. It's just not. There's no way around that fact. I know I won't get nearly as much applause, and they can be as quiet as they want to. You see, I don't have to have claps. I don't have to have validation. You can believe flat, square, spherical, and go to hell with a broke back.
This ain't about the shape of the earth.
You got to be careful about that, because what it sounds like is flat earth saved me. No, the gospel saved you. Flat earth may have been a highway that got you there. You didn't put down a bottle because of the shape of the earth. You put down a bottle because the shape of your heart got changed when Jesus...
Bullshit. I've heard Flat Earth Dave recently. He said that he has talked to a bunch of people who have stopped drinking and shit like that because of Flat Earth. Like, for whatever reason, Flat Earth made them stop drinking or whatever. Like...
That's interesting.
That's funny.
And also, disclaimer, why this guy is trying to sound like a black pastor? Weird.
You mean like... Rawr, rawr, rawr.
Just
like
focus on the
gospel?
way he
Yeah.
pronunciates things, yeah.
With like passion or energy or stuff like
You'll
that?
figure it out. Just keep playing the video.
just invaded your space. Not against the fact that people get saved. I'm glad people get back in church because of conspiracy theories that led them to flat earth. I am great with that. I'm not against that. Stop that nonsense. Stop it. Because I don't care what NASA says. Did you know there is not one thing I believe about...
What do you mean you don't care about what NASA says? You're literally believing what they're saying about the shape of the earth. What do you don't care? What the fuck? What are you talking about?
The earth that NASA taught me? Because it says not for educational purposes. Okay, right, cool. You ever seen the back of a condom box? There's nothing I believe about the globe that I learned from NASA, right? And I love these huge leaps of faith. Well, he went from working from Disney to NASA. So it's all fake. I don't care what NASA says. This entire theological framework that the church has bought into, hook, line, and sinker, and they say, we believe the Bible, and quote, no Bible. I don't care what NASA says. I don't care what your fifth grade teacher said. It was a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Eating up. Wow, look at me. Y'all gonna watch me eat. It's a metaphor. So there's metaphors about turn the world upside down. That's a metaphor. Oh, you'll love this metaphor. You can't figure out right now what you're supposed to believe, because what you want to believe is what YouTube told you. What you fail to believe is what God clearly tells you in the Bible.
Possibly.
We reflect and radiate that light just like the moon reflects and radiates the light of the sun, because the light does not come from the moon itself. You do understand that, right? Half of you understand that.
What?
It's metaphorical terminology. Metaphorical terminology. Metaphorical terminology.
Oh my God.
I got the mic, you don't. When you go north, you eventually go south. And when you go south, you eventually go north. So not only have you limited the mercy of God, you have limited the redemptive power of God. Because in a flat earth model, east and west is not the same as in what the Bible teaches, a spherical earth model where east and west...
Hold on. Doesn't it say in the Bible, and nothing new under the sun? Something to that extent. I think it says, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, if there is a galaxy and planets, how can you ever be under the sun? Right? You can't. Can you be under the sun in a galaxy? There is no under or
Yeah,
above,
it doesn't
right?
make sense.
Right? But
The whole, yeah, it's ridiculous.
it does make sense on a flat Earth because we're under the sun and there's nothing new under the sun. So how come this pastor can't figure that shit out? You know, I'm not even a pastor, and
never meet, never intersect, never show up, and never say howdy and shake hands. As far as the east is from the west, so God had taken my sin and removed them far from me. They will never, ever, 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 ever meet again unless you're a flat earther. Is that no?
I was getting pushback. No.
Why is that not the facts? Oh, see, I love that.
Why is that not the facts? It came from me. You know, it should be facts. It came from me. I am the facts guy. What are you saying? Are you not buying what the fact guy is saying? Look at that,
dude. So people go to church and look at that.
I got the Mercator map right here.
Oh, cool.
Or the Gleason standard map of the world. It says on the projection of scientifically and practically correct as it is. And then down here in the corner, it tells you that the sun moves, right? So in the figures, June and December, the white represents the sun's position in his respective months at noon. This shows sunlight inside the Arctic for 24 hours. So yeah, it shows you here how the sun moves, not the earth moving.
Where the hell did you get that from? That looks
that's awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, this is great. A Mercator map. So I mean the Gleason's map. I keep getting them confused and mixed up. But yeah, this is it. So science once did agree with this, and then all of a sudden they changed, right? So what happened?
Interesting. And what is those things around the like the ring, like the numbers, the what is that? Is that like? Do you think that's like the astrology?
Like a clock. Well, it shows you the ice wall. Shows you Antarctica as an ice wall, and it's all shaped off in certain areas as it is.
Yeah.
They don't show you the land in the North Pole though, so that was removed. So they thought that they did want to hide the North Pole, but they didn't hide. So they went through stages of deception. They said, "Forget it. We're going to hide everything."
Dude,
so
it
looks like they wanted to hide the North Pole and says, "Oh, well, we'll just tell them we got the ice wall. We'll hide the dome and the North Pole." But then they're like, "No, we got to hide it all."
Yeah, can you bring that up again? Look at the size of Australia compared to Canada and US and things.
Yeah, man. So Australia is more flattened out and not the shape that we're familiar with seeing of the land of Australia.
Yeah, it's like gigantic. What the hell? How big is that shit? It's crazy. And that is pretty much similar to what they're using on the UN logo, right? The UN.
It's on all of their logos. All government logos use the same map.
Yeah, so why are they doing that? Like,
you should sell that, man. Drop it and sell it. Like really make copies and stuff and just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
put it on a
t-shirt. That would fucking be sick.
That's a good idea.
I carried this around Toronto. So we did a flat earth rally here in Toronto with some other flat earthers here. It was just a small group of us, maybe 20 at most, right? But still, we had a banner. I had this. I filmed the whole thing. So yeah, we went around and so we got some interest from some people. A lot of people still think it's a joke. So,
dude, make that into a shirt. That's almost that's second best idea on this stream after the woman, the AI woman. That's the best idea.
The OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's the best idea, and this comes again. Make that into a shirt. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
That should
be definitely.
You even said one here.
Real map of Earth, you should say. The real map of Earth or some shit like that.
On the 23rd of December, the sun commences his northward journey again, returning to his starting place, and thus completes his seasons. So this is from, they tell you that, and they refer to the sun as masculine, Just like the Bible refers to the sun as masculine and the moon as feminine, right?
Yeah.
So this is unbelievable. People need to go back and check out some of these things.
That was nice. Nice to see that, Nico. Nice.
You're welcome.
Very nice. And listen, don't steal his idea. That's his shirt, man. And you probably
Who,
don't have...
me?
No, not you. Anybody that's
Okay.
seeing this.
Yeah.
They probably don't have that map anyways. So, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it would be hard to scan. Let's go back to this fake pastor a little bit. Nico, I want to talk to you about Trump as well. I heard you guys talk about that. Are you in a rush or anything?
No, I'm not.
Okay, let me just play through this because he's gonna beef with the other priest.
Also, Vince,
Yeah.
I have a tradition with you where I ask guests about a certain topic and to see who is a pussy, who isn't. So after this pastor, don't worry, man. I'm not going to name any names. I'm just going to do codes.
Yes,
and
everything in
let's
code.
see if Nico is about it, you know? But hey,
Well,
let's keep it going.
Listen, I don't think Nico is a pussy, and I don't get that vibe.
Me neither.
So there you go. So let's go.
Cool.
Let's go back to this fake priest. Okay.
From me, they will never, ever, 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 ever meet again unless you're a flat earther. Is that no?
I'm telling you the facts, and you don't agree.
Why is that not the facts? Oh, see, I love that. I love when they say that going in circles is circumnavigation. No. Going in circles is what people in a loony bin do. There is no proper east and west unless you make it up on a flat earth model. See, people get mad all they want to, but I'll preach to a full tent tomorrow whether you show back up or not. See, so, there ain't nobody in this room. Nobody in this room. I promise you this. There ain't nobody in this room fought the Masonic Lodge more than I have.
Oh, really?
So why would you have to bring it up?
That devilish, wicked, low-down, sorry, good-for-nothing sex trap.
Right? Why did you bring that up? The guy with the Masonic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Was that like what is it called, Freudian slip or some shit like that? Like, why did you say that?
That devilish, wicked, low-down, sorry, good-for-nothing sex trafficking satanic cult of an organization. It's wicked as hell. But somehow or another, because I believe in a spherical earth, bunch of devils, bunch of demons, we call it out every Sunday night. There's a spirit that goes along with the Masonic Lodge. And to say that a Christian that loves God, been preaching 31 years, well, he must be just yoked up with NASA and the Masonic Lodge because he believes in a spherical earth. That's nonsense.
He brought it up again, man. There's a bunch of times he brings up the Masonic thing. It's it's bothering him, this Masonic thing. Anyways.
Stop all that. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons I called it out, because we got people in our own church eviscerating each other over this ridiculousness. We got marriages on the rocks because of flat earth. Never, ever, ever. And I have messed with a lot of doctrine. I've never dealt with anything that is more divisive in the local church than flat earth theology. Never. Never. I mean, we got people that came to this church 2 or 3 years. Good people here tonight. The moment I called it out, I was lost. I'm not even saved. I'm not even regenerate. You working for the Mason? What? You believed everything until that one little deal? It's that big a deal to you? You know why it's that big a deal? I'm going to tell you why it's that big a deal. Because it has become a graven image to you. It's all you think about. I didn't even start studying it until I said I'm going to do the debate, and I'm sick of thinking about it already. Now, look, if you can handle it in moderation, handle it in moderation, but it has become an idol to some people. It's all they talk about. And they're like, well, you know, Jesus came to bring a sword and bring division. Not about the shape of the earth. No, you're reading a comic book if you believe that. What? Oh, my goodness. He's breaking out science. He's one of them scientism believers. Because it's not about cosmology, it's about technology. And everybody says, well, you know, everybody's going to see Jesus when he comes back. You know why? Because if indeed that verse is literally referring to everybody seeing him, everybody's got a device in their hand and everybody's going to see him. Has nothing to do with the shape of the earth. Nothing to do with the shape of the earth. We're talking about Jesus, not Santa Claus. Chill down, Skippy. Okay. One of the things that's always
This
said
guy's
is
hilarious, actually.
Water finds its own level.
Look, he's doing a whole SNL
water
sketch
don't
right now.
curve. It's interesting that when you get an actual tool called a level, that the water in the middle of it is a bubble. And wait a minute,
man.
You ever seen a raindrop? It's spherical.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Yeah,
Water
no
don't
shit,
curve.
Sherlock.
Really? You ever seen dew in the morning on the grass?
He's bringing up a droplet and saying that's curvature of water and therefore the sea is curving too. Come on, man.
Water don't curve. Tell
He's
us,
been
sir,
watching
for
Neil
that.
deGrasse
Do you know
Tyson way too
why
much.
water
this time.
always finds its own level? Because of gravity. Because of gravity. You know why a level works? Only because of gravity. That's it. Now, I'm not
He should
Interested
yell
in
gravity
other
even louder.
people's ideas of what they think gravity is.
So we'd be here till 1 o'clock in the morning. Believe in flat earth all you want, and let's be friends. But do not tell me that the Bible consistently teaches it. It doesn't. The Bible does not teach any form of cosmology. I love that show, you know, Beyond the Curve.
Nico, does it say anything about a globe in the Bible or it says the four corners, right? The four corners of Earth or something. I don't know. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, so I have the book of Enoch also. It speaks of the four corners of the earth. Never a globe, always with the dome, flat surface, never an upside down continents, none of that business. Always the sun and the moon are the exact same size and they both give their own light.
Yeah,
And
so
they move around the world.
yeah, so how can you have corners on a ball? On a ball. How can you have corners on a ball? A ball don't have any corners. Only some flat thing, square thing has four corners. Right?
Right.
So this
If there's like a world in the middle of it, there could be four corners and on like a desk table type thing. And Book of Enoch says that at the four corners, there's four angels, right?
Yeah.
Not fallen angels, four angels. And they're the ones that are responsible for the tide and for the winds and stuff. Because Globey's always like, oh, if the earth's flat, where do we get the tides from? Where do we get the winds from?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, from the four angels at the four corners of the earth. I just tell them straight up. And obviously they're not going to believe that, right? But yeah, it's in chapter 72 of the Book of Enoch. Still, I have to read it again. It's very hard because it's complete opposite science to what we currently believe of how tides and the wind works and weather, right? And especially now with everything being manipulated. Yeah, definitely. So it kind of explains anything. It doesn't give a straight answer. Yeah, so it just opens up more like, wow, so there's four angels there. They're the ones doing it. I can accept that. A lot of people won't accept that.
Yeah, and the funny thing is they will laugh at you because they think, oh, look at him. He believes in fairy tales. Yet they themselves believe in a fairy tale with the globe and all the galaxies and all
Disney,
that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, all of that shit. But they think that's real and that's not a fantasy, which is ridiculous. But hold on. He's going to... hold on here.
And they're trying to make flat earthers not look like they're people that are crazy that live in their mother's basement. And then the next scene is Mark coming out of his mother's basement and she's cooking him food. We'll go find your...
Oh, he's talking about Mark there. He's dissing Mark Sargent.
Yeah.
This guy. Okay.
Magnetic Mount Meru nonsense. Nobody believed this stuff before YouTube. It's been outdated and disproven for 2,500 years. 2,500 years. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, tells me you're part of the last days deception. That's what you're part of.
Ooh.
It's a deception. It's caused more division than anything I could ever imagine. I have been treated better by the alphabet cult than I have.
Hold on. Division. Motherfucker, it's bringing more people to God than anything else I've seen, because once they realize this is a flat place, they're like, oh, there must be a creator. Why doesn't he want that to happen? Are you a man of God or what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is the deception. Either he's doing it deliberately, or he's just not smart enough. I don't know what it is, but do you know what I mean? Flat Earth brings people.
Yeah. Everyone
God.
says the same thing that wakes up to it. So they that brings them right closer to God, and their life
Right.
has changed now. So yeah.
So this is completely wrong what he's saying here. Listen.
What you're part of. It's a deception. It's caused more division than anything I could ever imagine. I have been treated better by the alphabet cult than I have flat earthers.
No, the church has caused more division and murder and death around the world and war than anything.
Which one?
The church.
Yes. And it's people like him that become like power hungry or something. They're like, I am your leader. Listen to me. I don't like that shit.
In a month. I got Muslims that I call out that treat me better than flat earthers. It has become the most vitriolic, divisive amount of...
Hold on, is that an indirect diss to Muslims? Even Muslims who are trash.
Yeah, even these motherfuckers are like,
even those trash people treat me better than you. You flat earthers. That's nice.
But he doesn't. The funny thing is that, he doesn't even know that most Muslims are flat earthers. So
true. That's true.
Bogusry. Oh my goodness. I just can't get my family to invite me back to Thanksgiving dinner. I just love Jesus so much. Maybe it's not because you love Jesus so much. Maybe it's because you won't shut up about the shape of the earth.
It's really not that big a deal.
The actual Hebrew word is mazalah, which means constellations, not planets. And that's a fact.
And that's not a fact.
Then you're deceived. All right?
If me being deceived means I believe in a spherical earth, I'm deceived, and you can just go ahead and leave and cancel this debate right now, because you're not going to convince me what the Bible clearly says. The earth is not flat, 1,000%. The earth is not flat. It was disproven 2,500 years ago. You can't show me one verse in the Bible that proves that the earth is flat. It's nonsense.
Here's the deal.
What did he say?
Why does he keep saying 2,500 years ago?
I don't know.
What's that number? That's 2,500 years ago, right?
That is like 2,000.
How the fuck does he know it was disproven 2,500 years ago?
He was there.
Apparently.
In another life, he was there. Yeah.
Here's the deal. I gave you the scriptures. He gave you his version.
It's always somebody else's version.
Hold on. No.
This is nonsense.
You came up with your scriptures and gave your interpretation of them. I gave mine.
I gave you the Bible interpretation.
I gave you the Bible. I gave more Bible than you did, for a fact, right there. All right.
Oh, really?
That's a fact.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about in your rebuttal, I'll keep my mouth shut and you tell me how wrong I was about your misapplication of the ring stamping in Job chapter 38.
First of all,
hello, is it sunrise or not?
Not at all. I don't agree with you.
Turn his mic off. Get out.
Wow.
You're a Bible denier. You're a Bible denier.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
You're a Bible denier.
You're a Bible denier.
That is ridiculous.
That also reminds me of you're a what does it say? You're a science denier. You're a Sniffles 19 denier. You're a
evolution denier.
God denier.
Yeah, all of those labels, denier. So is he showing his true self here? Like slipping up. slipping up and showing, because I don't know about this guy, man. I don't know about that guy either. I've never heard him, but at least in this one, he seems to be more in line with the truth than that guy.
I mean, he's the calmer one. The other guy's way too emotional. That's in it of itself is a red flag for me. If you're too emotional to fucking explain a point, man.
That means you're kind of worried. You're worried about something. It's almost over.
Ridiculous. Bible denier. Just get out. Get the band up here. Woo! Let's worship the Lord. I ain't putting up with this nonsense no more. I gave you our platform.
Bring on the circus.
Y'all want to get up here with a bunch of nonsense. Come up here, band. Let's worship the Lord. We're going to actually do something spiritual in this room tonight instead of talk about flat earth nonsense. And by the way, if you go to this church and you're upset about me taking the Bible in its context and dealing with it, and you're going to keep sowing that discord,
don't ever come back.
That's all I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not listening. It's a last days deception. I do not care if this is a UFC smackdown to the mat. I would highly suggest
that people keep their mouth shut, get in their car, and go where they need to be.
I guarantee you I've done far more research than you have on this issue.
Oh, I guarantee you after this debate, I'll never research this foolishness again. I can promise you that right now.
Well, see, that means you've already made up your mind.
I have made up my mind. We were done when we got started. I can tell you that. But
yeah, completely nuts, man. That's nuts. Okay, let me ask you about Trump, Nico. You weren't on board, right? You think he is maybe pretending to be on the good side. There's a lot of people. Yeah.
I do transvestigations, and I've looked into Trump's family and his wife's and his current wife, and it's clear to me that he's always been married to MTFs, male to females.
Oh, okay, hold on. So you think he's a man woman?
Inverted, yeah. They're all practicing the same religion, the whole worship of the Baphomet, and they all practice the androgyny. They all raise their children.
Would love this guy.
Look into the children. Even his friggin' children is Ivanka Trump, is MTF. They're all switched around, which proves that they worship Satan. But a lot of people don't have the eyes to see. They see with their eyes, but they don't see with their mind. They just see the makeup and the hair and the character that they portray, but they don't see beneath the layers, right? So,
well, we have a solution, a simple solution to figure that out. I don't know if you have seen this. This is a simple thing you can do to prove if somebody is a man or a woman. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Hold on here.
Is it the hand thing or the neck thing?
Yeah, the arm thing. Have you guys seen this?
There's a few things they look for. But then they also have a lot of surgeries to hide a lot of that stuff, right? So I've explained some of them, like Adam's apple, they can shave down, they can shave the brow ridge down to make it more feminine.
I know that, but this
change
is
the jaw.
Oh yeah. This is like only the women would be able to connect the elbows if you straighten it out, while men's elbows become more like that guy. But I don't know, maybe they can do a surgery to
because women's shoulders are narrower than men's shoulders are broader and wider. But then women have wider hips and a bigger pelvis because they have to create human life and give birth. And men have narrow, skinny hips with straight up and down legs, where women have acute angle, right? So
So I don't know if I believe he is a woman, but I don't exclude it. I don't exclude anything. But in that case, we have to admit though, he's like very manly, not in his body, but in his mind. We can't deny that the guy
I brought that up too. I used to listen to all the rallies that they had before the election, and I was like, it sounds amazing. Like, I had a roommate and he'd be listening to it and I'd be waking up to it. I'm like, is that Trump? Like, this sounds like one of those epic movies. I'm like, yeah, this sounds like the guy. He's the man's man. Like, that's what they wanted you to believe, or America to believe, because they're the ones that will be voting, right? So they sold the manly whole thing, right? So it worked. I bought it, right? I was like, wow, this is great. He's gonna bring the world back and save everything, right? So I was there.
So are you telling me you have completely left the possibility of him actually being on our side? Like,
yeah, he's for
100%.
For
100%.
Antichrist. He's definitely one of the 7 kings of Revelation. It's him and Obama and Biden. They're all this cut from the same. I've looked at all of them. Like, I don't think there's ever been a real woman that was ever a first lady of the White House, going back to President Lincoln or President Washington, right?
Well, we do know Big Mike. Big Mike is...
Okay, everyone can agree and knows about Big Mike. I mean, you guys have got to look at Barbara Bush. You got to look at Nancy Reagan, and massive head, right? They're all inverted, right? There's not one of them that looks like a normal woman. Yeah,
Barbara Bush.
Hillary for sure. And look at the child too.
Hold on, you think Hillary is a man? Do you think Hillary is a man? No.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
I mean, listen,
to believe that.
Daughter was definitely born a boy for sure.
I hate Hillary Clinton, but she was kind of doable in the 70s. You know, in the 70s, you know what I mean? And that's a disgusting idea, by the way, knowing what a witch that
demonic
person is, right? But you know, my dick don't care about demonic or not. It's like doable. Let's go, Hillary.
Swedes, man.
In the 70s or 80s or 90s. No, not 90s, 70s or some shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not on that boat that Hillary is a man. Barbara Bush, definitely. That guy, the neck is like this thing.
Yeah.
And the
whole face. She has the face of Aleister Crowley too, if you know who that is.
Yeah, the satanic guy.
Yep, Crowley.
There was this video, Barbara Bush. Yeah. I don't know if they manipulated the voice in that video that I saw.
Honestly, when I started seeing all this for what it is, I was like, how did we not see this back then? And then I'm like, oh, we didn't have 4K flat screen TVs and iPhones back then. We had these fuzzy, tiny little 17-inch friggin' boom boxes with pixelates. Like, we couldn't tell back then. We couldn't see them. We never seen them up close. We never will.
Yeah, and
we also saw them through the fuzzy TV, so we can't see the details. But now look at this 4K. It's really like we didn't have these clear images
she looks like a
they
dude.
were in office.
Yeah, she does. Oh, anyway. Yeah.
Hold on, you can see it. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I would say
that jawline's better than mine.
Wait,
right? You see it. As they get older, they can't hide it. Yeah, maybe when they're 20s, they can they take the hormones and the drugs, and it helps, right? And they do the surgeries, but they can't hide it forever.
Yeah, but I will also say this: I don't think people in those days knew about trans technology, like with hormones. Maybe they wasn't aware.
It's been around. It's all through the Bible. It's been all the way before the flood, Sodom and Gomorrah.
I know. But the regular population was probably not aware that you could become a
the regular us people had no idea.
Yeah, I had zero idea.
The elites, the royals, they've always been doing it. They show you in the movies. Even Alexander the Great was fooling around with lady boys and stuff like that. And I didn't want to believe a lot of things. I seen it and I was like, no way Alexander the Great was bisexual or whatever they tried to portray. But once you learn more about this secret religion and how the elite keep the bloodlines together and where it derives from, it's like, oh wow, it's all true.
Absolutely. But have you seen some of the lady boys of today? I've seen
Yeah, I've seen them. I'm in Toronto, so I've seen all kinds. You see the ones that you expect to realize and be like, wow, that one's a drag queen. And then you see some that you cannot even tell. And
That's
this
what I'm
one I
talking
met,
about.
I didn't know. And then they told me, like, yeah, I'm a boy. I've got like over $150,000 in surgery. I'm on hormones. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was
That's
already
scary,
researching all
man.
this. And these people, this person wasn't even a celebrity. It's not an elite
Be careful,
bloodline.
Nico.
You know what I
Don't
mean? It's
get
like,
too
yeah.
drunk in a bar. So one
So
day, be careful, man.
if someone is actually, that's why I don't drink or go to out in the scene anywhere, right? I stay home. I'd rather talk to you guys through the computer, right? There's no risk. Oh yeah, no risks there. But yeah, so if I can even be deceived, someone that supposedly can see these things a mile away can have one in Toronto deceive me. It's like, whoa, imagine what these elites can do. Hollywood with all their money and
Yeah.
their surgeons, right?
Yeah.
Endless resources.
When I learned about ladyboys back in the 90s, or I don't know when it was, when I first heard about ladyboys, I was like, yeah, but it's just a dude with, makeup and a wig, and you can totally spot if you see a dude trying to be a woman. Today, though, with what you're talking about with the surgeries and the hormones, and dude, some look more women like than a real woman. Like, there are real women that look less woman like than some of these lady boys with all of that thing that they've done to themselves. So that's crazy and kind of scary for a dude. You know what I mean? It is kind of scary. So you don't want to.
I just did a transvestigation on Taylor Swift the other day.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. That could very well.
Taylor Swift is everywhere, and people want to know why. And people can see, oh, she's a sellout. She sold her soul, and she's demonic. But a lot of people don't realize yet it's just a dude in drag. But some people are realizing more than ever. Actually, it's just, I'm surprised. So that's why I've been able to just talk about it freely now, because it's not 5 years, not 2018 anymore, where, you know what I mean, you'd like lose your position on earth for talking about this stuff, right?
Yeah, it is changing. Even the LG and what is it? LG and the B, they're kind of being fed up with the T.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're ruining everything, man. Get the fuck out, man. You kind of nuts. You know what? You're mental. Yeah, that's what you are. You guys are mental, and you're denying genders, which we are really into. We are into the genders. You're something else. You're doing some weird shit. So don't latch on to us. Get the fuck out of here. So we are seeing pushback even from the LG and the Bs. So, but that only happens if enough of us dare to say it. I did a video weeks ago. I just made like 30 seconds of just saying the truth. I don't know if I can repeat all of what I said here, but I just said the NWO is real, and the T is Coco, and the T can never be a woman. And what else did I say? Sniffles 19 was not real. Pretty much everything. The climate is,
It's sad how you gotta talk like that. To get a point across.
Yeah.
It truly is. And talking about getting points across with things you cannot talk about, Nico, what do you think this conflict in the Middle East is about? The I country versus a P country, and
wow, I've stayed away from that. My only comments on that is that it's all AI generated. That's it.
Wait, what?
I feel like AI has manipulated humanity. I've seen what AI can do. AI can generate 8K hyper realistic video of anything. And I believe a lot of the footage we're seeing, the propaganda videos from this war, is manipulated by artificial intelligence. I feel like we're way past there's a lot of things I've seen that I know humans, no matter what, during a war are incapable of, right? I don't care how much you hate each other. Some of the things I've seen, it's not real, right? It doesn't resonate that someone really did this. So I believe
like what?
I believe this whole scenario is AI is the tool now helping to push it to generate chaos around the world, right? Because I'm here in Toronto, where there's big problems here. There's protest every day with the P out there against the I, right? So it's in every nation. It's not just on the strip there, right? In the Middle East, it's everywhere. So the potential for World War III is here, with AI manipulating things and all these tools and weapons, and with all the nations spread out all over North America, all over Australia, all over Europe, right? That we already know the motto of the elite is order out of chaos, and the order is here. They just need the chaos to ensue so they can fully implement their order, right? And believe me, the technology's here. For the chips are in brains now, the Vision Pros are here, the AI is self-aware.
And you mean that is the order? Like that
Well,
is
yeah,
the tool.
it just hasn't been implemented yet because it needs to be order out of chaos. So now the order is there waiting for the chaos to happen, which is, it's boiling. It's getting to the boiling point, right?
Okay.
So that's my
But
theory on it. I'm not saying like it's actually, maybe
It's a possibility, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you say AI, and video altered stuff,
yeah,
what do you mean by that? In which area are you saying?
Well, for mainstream
The
news,
place isn't as destroyed as it really is,
so
or the
let's go back
kids
to
are.
the Russia Ukraine, right? I
Okay.
seen, we all saw videos of the cities in Ukraine destroyed and
I've
bombed.
seen. Yeah.
And then we see videos on Instagram of people in Ukraine partying and the same buildings are fine. So I was like, I don't know what to think. I was like, what really happened? How are we seeing two different
I've
scenarios
seen that.
at the same time? And it goes back to a lot of my suspicion with stories in the news over the last decade, with pictures on the internet, pictures on the news and anything. I'm like, they just come up with these stories on these days. It's like, how? And then AI has been a tool that they've used. A lot of the videos of the massacre, I'm sure there's a lot of evil things happening, but the way the videos are being allowed to just spread like that and get millions of views, it's purposely, like, this thing isn't being censored, right?
Yeah.
So the social media is being used as a tool. Like, I can open my phone now and see anything I want from the war in the Middle East, right? Like,
It's
easy.
It's
I
a
can see
very
anything. I can see whatever I want, like, and I don't care to see these like evil things, but it's there. Even if I
Yeah.
don't search for it, I'm scrolling through looking for flat earthers like you, and yet I see war-torn Middle East, or it's like, it's trying to generate emotions from people, and it's technological. The wars that are playing out different the way they used to before we had these devices and these tools, right? So I really find it hard. I'm doing my best not to. The Bible also says there'll be rumors of wars in those times, and I feel like everything that's happening is it's ushering in of a new order, right? And it's like, right now this war is the focus, and easily tomorrow, like that, it will be gone and there'll be something new, like we've seen with everything, with whatever was going on with the BLM back 4 years ago. 1 minute it's everywhere, then boom, it's on to the next thing, and they go from one thing to another, and then you're like, what happened to BLM? Or what, you know what I mean? It's like, what, they just jumped to the new thing. What happened to Ukraine, Russia? They don't. Where's Zelensky? He's not on my TV anymore. You know what I mean? How come he's not getting no? They just jumped. Like,
the
they
juice
just
has run out. Yeah.
so because of the P and the I doing their thing, the Russia Ukraine just said, okay, we'll stop now, so you guys can do your thing. Like, how is this? What's going on, right?
Did you notice that when the Ukraine started the thing, at that very same day, the sniffles went away? Like,
Everything went away.
Yeah, they stopped pushing the sniffles, and they started to push the Ukraine thing, because they know that there is only like one big slot that they have to fill. And before Ukraine, that was Sniffles 19. And now they needed to swap that slot with the Sniffles 19. It takes the Sniffles 19 away and put Ukraine in there. And now the Ukraine is done. Now they have to put the I country and the P country in there in that slot. Like there's a main brainwashing slot that they use. But very interesting idea that there is an AI manufacturing some parts of these wars, or even the whole
I've seen
war.
what it could do. The potential is unbelievable. And I see Mindy7 in the chats here says, hey guys, fact. She says AI is being used to wake up humanity as well. Only those that want to be woken up. I've been using AI all this year, and I've been like, you have to get in and use it for what you need it to. It will crack codes and stuff. And there's only a small window. That window's closing, right? Right now, there's no regulation. It's all, it's like free roaming, right? But you already know these things don't last forever. So if you know that AI can be used to wake up humanity, it's not going to wake up the whole of humanity, but use it to wake up yourself, your friends, your family, anyone close, because that window's going to close, and we won't be able to. I've already tried asking GPT stuff, and already I see the regulations kicking in. Oh, I can't do that, and then I have to use other ways for it to give me the information, right? So it's already censored. I already found ways that I'm already going to get blocked out of it. So I'm going to use it, abuse it as much as I can, and hopefully be the first person banned from AI. But don't worry, I'm already learning how to code, so I'll be back to implement viruses in the system. So I already see the whole.
Are you becoming
scenario.
John Connor or something? Do you want to become John Connor?
That would be an honor, but it's crazy. I've already been dreaming this from before I knew who John Connor was and all this stuff. So,
but listen, I'm totally serious about creating that OnlyFans girl. I'm not.
Vince keeps coming back to this.
I'm gonna show you the one that I created.
I'm really interested in this for various reasons. Because think about how many jerk offs you can wake up while they're jerking off. She's like, the towers, yeah. What about the towers?
Okay,
that was inside.
TMI, Vince.
You know, while they're jerking off, throw in, you know, let her throw
take
in
advantage of the simps in the world and just, you know, let's give them what they want with an extra, with the cherry on top, which is flat Earth, which is, you know,
the globe is bullshit. It's to hide God. It's to hide land, resources, and the climate scam. You know, I swear to you, that's a fucking great idea. Anyways, yeah. I'm serious about this. I'm gonna create the best fucking whore you can create. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, Nico, I had to say something to Nico.
So I was gonna tell you, watch out for AI. I myself, my computer right now, I'm gonna do a demonstration soon live. I'll be able to show you guys how to do deep fakes. I can do deep fakes easy. There's apps now you can do videos, like the technology, like the world is going to be.
Nico, can we do a
clone you, Vince, and your voice, and make you say whatever I want you to say in any language. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, can we try that? Hey, can we try that sometime in a stream? Like we do a stream.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get you to clone yourself. I know all the software, and we can do deep fakes. You can swap you. We can clone your voice. Make you speak any language. So yeah, you can reach anywhere in the world now.
Hold on. Let me ask you, like, if somebody were to clone me, can they do it just by taking this stream and use my voice?
No.
I need to work
do the clone with the software that I use. It actually gives like a separate video, and you have to be on video live, and then the AI will connect with the clone that is trying to make with the authorization video, and if it knows it's the same, then it will make it. But right now you can't just make things, but I found other ways through other softwares and coding, right, through Python and stuff, where you can get past that stuff. But yeah, software is going to have its restrictions, but the people that know how to code, there's no limits to what you could do.
And we use Ashman instead.
Why? You got scared now, man?
No, I'm not got scared, but you know, to push it as far back as possible before somebody deep clones me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but think
What are you
bigger.
gonna
If
have
I'm
me
able
do,
to
man?
do it, if I'm able to do it, what do you think the mainstream and the elites have been doing and able to do? And every time we had suspicions about speeches from presidents on like, and people are saying, oh, they're wearing a mask or something. No, it's all AI. They don't need to wear a mask. They'll just AI generate it. They don't know the technology that we have now. They had holograms back in 2008 on CNN. What happened to that? I haven't seen a hologram in almost 20 years now, right? So
yeah,
because they're hiding it, because they tell you they have it, but then they don't want to give it to us because they want to use it for something else, for deception, like the sky blue beam thing, right? So
yeah, the blue beam. Yeah, we definitely have to do a stream on the cloning thing. I don't know if I'm gonna be cloned in that stream. I don't know, but we have to. Has nothing to do with pussy. It's like, do I want myself?
What happened, man? You were excited about it at first. What's
I
going
am
on?
excited, but you know, do we have to take me? You know, can we take somebody
Why
else?
not?
Can we take Barbara Bush? And no, we need more.
That's too basic, man. No.
Not Barbara Bush.
You're interesting, man.
Yeah,
you're interesting.
Oh, yeah, I'm interested. Yes, but how can we make the whore? How do we do that?
Stable diffusion.
Is it called stable diffusion?
Well, that's the process behind any software that can create images. So it's all AI, it's stable diffusion. You have to use ChatGPT, ask it for a prompt to create you an elegant, beautiful,
so it
gives it's Russian.
Anything you want. You can put the hair color, anything, and then you can
Russian accent.
Russian
and then
or
you use the
Slovenian.
software, and then you can like use the stable diffusion to keep creating the same character, right? Because that's the thing, a lot of people, AI has trouble with creating the same face multiple times in different situations, right? So if that happens, there's other software where you can take the face and switch it and put it on the face anyway, and no one will ever know.
Interesting.
Also, Vince, Mindy's here, and she missed all the juice about the trans stuff. You know, she's very interested in that.
Is Mindy interested in the trans stuff?
Yeah, dude, she's trying to convince us that what's her name?
Sandra
What's
Bullock?
the chick that did Barbie, Nico? The chick that did Barbie movie.
Margot Robbie is an MTF.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah. And they're all cloned MTFs. That's what makes it easy, because possibly they have no souls because they were created in a lab. So but yeah, they're all inverted because they believe that embodying male and female and being able to live a life as both is the divine way, right? So it's ridiculous.
But isn't it Mindy also?
So if Mindy is interested in that, if she missed that.
Yeah, Mindy.
Oh, she is very interested in that.
Yeah, we can also do sometimes where other people.
What, you guys didn't believe her when she said that Barbie actress was an MTF?
To be honest, I didn't.
I was half.
Because if it was, it would have been an immaculate job. Because I don't know if you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, Nico.
Yeah, I love that film.
So she's fully, in that movie.
What was her name again?
Margot Robbie. Just don't type The Wolf of Wall Street because she's gonna be, naked, and you don't want to show that on stream. Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Margot
Robbie.
So Nico, is that AI or something, or is that like amazing surgery? Because she was fully like nude in.
Well, yeah, lots of surgery. The surgery is easy, especially private parts. You can easily find. I don't recommend watching it because I've watched both sexual surgery transitions, right? And they show everything. And honestly, it got me nauseated. I had to go lie down and rest after it. And I showed some friends. And this was a few years back before this all blew up. I told them, look, they're doing this. This is the agenda, right? Yeah, look at that big head. Look at the jaw. Like for
Yeah,
me,
this-
it's so easy now. I don't need to even look close. I'm like, that's a dude. I can see the energy. I guess it's discernment. Like once you see it, it's unbelievable. I don't even like. I can just.
Yeah, that picture looks weird. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
could be a dude for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. It
So
could.
Mindy says it's tucked. Yeah, a lot of them tuck. A lot of
Mindy's
them.
having the time of her life now.
A lot
What
of
is it?
them.
Huh?
Like with musicians, like Celine Dion, Whitney Houston. Some of these MTF musicians, they're castrato, right? So they're castrated before puberty so they can keep the high voice, which is why Mariah Carey can hit those really high notes because they're castratos, right?
So hold on. Do you mean to say that they can even
MJ.
reach higher notes than regular women because of their castration, or is it?
Yeah, I was a singer. I still sing, but when I was a singer, before I hit puberty, I was able to match Celine Dion and hit high notes, right? And I did that in school. As soon as my voice broke, never again, right? But if you're able to castrate and prevent the scrotum from dropping, like these people know the science. I've seen the surgeries. They have Greek terminologies for every vein. Like they have, this isn't new. So how we think that, oh, this is new. Everyone just wants to be the different gender. Now they've done the surgery. The surgery's 1,000 years perfected, right?
And they say they did that to Michael Jackson with balls.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true? Michael
I
Jackson.
don't ever think Michael had them to begin with if he was born a girl.
Good
you
lord.
think? Come on, Nico. You're starting to sound like this guy that used to be on the stream.
I love
Rocky.
Michael Jackson. I defended him my whole life up until I found out about Flat Earth and the whole elite and their satanic invert religion. I seen all the documentaries. I always stuck up for Michael and said, no, he never touched any little boys. And then I'm like, did he never even had a penis to begin with, right? So it makes sense with his very feminine, shy persona in public. Like it's just not natural, right? These people aren't who they say they are and who they show us on TV. And I was a sucker. I fell for it just like the rest of the world, man. Like I'll moonwalk my ass over there and just like admit
there is something with his music though that
yeah,
good,
and still
good.
today we used his song at the Freedom Convoy. We had everyone, and it was the most magical uniting experience to have everyone there holding arms right there on Parliament Hill in Ottawa, right? In the middle of winter, and we're singing Michael Jackson, We Are the World, right? So it's still, that song had the purpose and meaning that it was meant for, whether it was created by the elite, right? So yeah.
But, compared to the shit we hear, I made that song, Suckers of Satan's Cock. Compared to the Suckers of Satan's Cock, that music from Michael is like day and night. The vibe you get from it, you know what I mean? Because in notes, depending on what you play, you can play evil shit or you can play godly shit. Like there is many of Michael's songs, it just sounds good.
What do you think about Freddie Mercury, Nico?
Freddie Mercury was the first person I ever knew when I heard of someone being gay, because I would grow up in England, and in that growing up, it was on the news that he had AIDS, right? And my dad was like, "Oh," my dad was freaking. I was like, "What? I knew it. Freddie Mercury's a this guy or whatever, right?" And I was like, "What is that?" And that was how my journey with learning what this gay stuff is. It started with Freddie Mercury. Yeah, so some of his music's cool. I watched the movie, but not a big deal to me.
The movie was bullshit. Yeah,
it was one of the characters that was part of my shocking revealing that men slept with other men, right? And then got diseases and died from it. So that's my learning of it.
You know what the funny thing is? Apparently he did. Okay, we have to be careful with this. This will be medical, you know what? But apparently, apparently he didn't die of the 4-letter word A.
Right.
He died of the drug AZ and T.
Yeah, of course. They lied. It was just the story at the time where that 4-letter word, they were saying, oh, it was just part of the propaganda for
just like the
condom
sniffles.
companies to make money.
Yeah.
They said everyone needs to wrap it up. It was population control because they didn't want people to be making babies because they wanted to calm it down so they could have more control over the limited population that would eventually be born in the 2000s, right? That's what that was about. It was just fear.
And the same Dr. Phony, the Dr. F guy, Dr. Fowl, the same guy was responsible for giving the AZT thing to the people that was diagnosed with the 4-letter word.
Yeah.
And that was what killed them. That drug right there destroyed their, immune, And anyway, so that's another fraud thing that was happening in that time. But never mind Freddie Mercury. He mentions Freddie Mercury because Michael and Freddie Mercury are my two in music. Those are my two top top artists musically. But okay, so you think Michael was a woman? Hey, Nico is worse than Rocky Shepherd. Rocky Shepherd was a guy that was on our streams, and he's like,
you know what's scary about Nico? Because Rocky was emotional and like agitated and a little crazy in his delivery. Nico's super calm, like a serial, like a, it's very calm with his delivery. Yeah, he's like Hannibal or some shit when he talks, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like but the dangerous thing, Nico, is that that you start to think that all people are men or women. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the same thing that can be said about conspiracies, where we think exactly everything is a conspiracy, while there are some things that maybe are what they seem.
I feel like I have a good way of, you process the information, right? And you know the limits, like with the flat earth. I know there's a dome covering the earth. But then there's people that want to take that next step and be like, oh, what about the extra land? And there's more domes and more land. I'm like, come on. You really
but why not?
How could we even discover all those lands if we barely could discover Antarctica in this realm? You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way we'd have enough fuel to fly one plane from Sweden to Canada, let alone from Antarctica to the extra lands. Like, they're telling me there's gas stations over there. They can just refill.
No.
They got SO in the extra lands.
No, but Nico, what if they have, there is other technologies like hovering vehicles that can just go on some free energy. Like, maybe they have some technologies of airplanes that don't even run on fuel and shit like that.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
If you got one of those,
and
you fly over the ice wall and you come to the next place, and they have their own sun.
But then that's the thing. That whole theory again disproves our creator and God. It kind of removes him again. You know what I mean? So, like, first of all, NASA and the Apollo missions, that completely removed the dome, right? When people saw a rocket supposedly exiting the atmosphere and going to space, that was it. They were like, oh wow, look, we're floating through space. But but then they're like, people are going to figure it out, so we need another way to remove God. As soon as I found out about the firmament, God was right here with me. But as soon as you open that to open other lands, then it removes him again, right? So they're very crafty with that. They want to
well, it depends. Let's say there are just
but why would people say that about extra lands? Where did it come from? Does it come from Freemason Richard Admiral E. Byrd that said in his diary that there's more land bigger than the USA past Antarctica? He was the one that said it. So he's obviously a government agent. He died the same year that NASA was created, right? And the same time that the Antarctic Treaty was signed.
But some people say that he died because he said that they saw.
That's what they want you to believe, because they know how conspiracy theorists are. They is part of the ploy. They're like, let him say that, and then people will look into it and will create as part of the ploy to take away from the actual truth of what it is.
But to me, if there
he's
are
a military man, he's not going to give us the truth. He's said in his diary he's a military man, and he's going to take it to his grave, right? So that, I think that was a fake admittance in his diary of the extra land.
But to me, even if there are extra worlds out there, let's say there are 2 or 3 more rings or something, to me that doesn't necessarily exclude God. To me, because God made a couple of extra rings of continents and stuff like
True.
that.
But at least it keeps the mind wandering more than it should. You know what I mean? Like, I could just cut off that idea. Like, I don't want to wander to extra lands and find out how and who. Like, it's too much, right?
Well, I'm not saying, Nico, I'm not saying I'm believing it, but I'm this way. I'm not excluding it until I see like evidence. Okay, there is no more land than this world. You know.
Because honestly, I feel, because then it disproves the Bible. It takes away from the Great Flood. Then it's like, oh, then if there's more land, why did God flood this one and not, did it flood all of them? Was it just this one? You know what I mean?
Well, this is the danger, Nico, for me with religion and Bible, whatever. Because what if, I'm not saying, what am I trying to say? What if the Bible, and this might get me into hell, but what if the Bible is not all from God? I know I sound wicked here, but God knows my intention, even if I'm wrong here. God knows my intention. I just want
skepticism is good, man.
Yeah, God knows that I'm not trying to, diss God or something, disrespect. I'm just saying, how do I know? In the end of
you
the
have
day,
to read it. It's not all from God. That's the thing. I've read it. It's an account of God. A lot of God's word is in it, and the people of God that were living through him had left their account. So not every word is from God. Some of the word is from Jesus, who is God. Some of the word is from Jesus's apostle, which is the New Testament. The Old Testament in Genesis, a lot of that word is God, because God was here and created the earth in Genesis. But then after we fell, we get the account of Moses, who was a man, you know what I mean, not God. So yeah, there's different accounts from different people.
Okay. Okay, let me put it this way, Nico. Let's say if you eventually find out for real, actual evidence that there were other rings outside of our ring, our world, what would you do with that? Like, because it doesn't say in the Bible that there are other worlds outside of this ring, right? So if you were to happen to see with your own eyes that there are other rings of, ice or whatever, continents, because that's a possibility maybe in our lifetime. Who knows? If flat Earth gets big enough, we win the information war somehow. We get to go beyond the ice and we get to see what's really there. And if there are more land there, then the Bible will be wrong, right? That's a possibility. This is not an impossibility. It might not happen, but it's still a possibility that this can happen, that we go and see outside of the ring somehow, and we see more land, more suns, and then the Bible would then be incorrect in a way. Maybe that's why they don't want us to. No, I'm just going to. I'm just going into more weird skepticism here. But listen, it's good to be skeptical, because that's really how you get to the truth.
Yes.
And God is for the truth, right? So I think God would condone this. Like, yes, be skeptical, because that's how you get to the truth. Because the devil will try to deceive you, and you have to question that motherfucker really well. You have to question that motherfucker really well, because he will give you an angle, he will deceive you there, he will give you this, and you have to check that if that makes sense. Or, you know what I mean? Anyways, what do you say, Nico?
I'd like to go. I feel like if we did finally get the go ahead and we destroyed this treaty and we got it removed and we were able to travel to the Antarctic, first of all, I don't think we'd have the resources to be able to really, it's Antarctica. It's going to be cold. We still got the ice wall to get above.
But
even
it's
though we
still a
get up there.
possibility.
Yeah. So let's say we have some resources, we have some tools and some help and people, we can get up there. We still got ways to travel to the edge first, right? And I think before we even reach the edge, we're going to stumble upon some other discoveries. We're going to see that there's buildings there, like old buildings that we're used to seeing in our society, like government buildings, and then our whole mind's just going to be blown. Maybe we might even see the pyramid. Supposedly there's a pyramid bigger than Giza on Antarctica. And we're going to be like, what the hell? They've been hiding all of this. No wonder there was a treaty, right? It's going to take days, maybe weeks, right? We're going to have to rest, eat, process all the information, talk it over. Yep, there's buildings here. There's a pyramid here. This land was once not covered in ice. And then we're going to travel to finally reach the edge. And I feel like we're going to hit a wall of ice. And that's it. There's going to be no doors to exit to see extra land.
Is that what you think?
Because we're surrounded by water. There's waters above and below. So if there was a doorway and we opened this firmament dome door, the waters would come flooding in.
Or if there are no more extra land, it might be, as I said, you see the edge of the simulation and you realize, oh shit, this is just a virtual reality. Oh fuck. That's still also a possibility. Do not exclude anything, man.
Right.
But that doesn't mean
excluded. I just
but that doesn't mean you buy everything either. You know, I might look like I buy everything. No. I'm just open.
As long as you're buying that you want to go to Antarctica and I'm saying I want to go there, then we can all go, no matter what we think and believe. As long as we all need to go there to uncover what we all think, whether we're going to find out if we're in a simulation, if we're in a dome, if there's a doorway to other lands, then yeah, we need to go and figure it out right now.
Yeah.
And forget the doorway. I want to see the buildings and the pyramids there first. Like that alone is enough to be like, we need to be there, right?
Yeah. And listen, this should be our driving force to make this shit happen. It's not impossible. We need to get enough people to wake up to this so that we can bring down this elite system that is hiding whatever the fuck is over there in that beyond the Antarctic. We need to have that as our driving force because it's not impossible for this to happen. And if it does, it will answer a fuckhole of a lot of questions. We're talking the Bible.
We need to get through to the military. That's who we need to get through to. Is our local militaries, whether the Swedish army, whether it's the Canadian army. We need to get through. That's why our militaries are under attack. So I'm not sure if the same thing's happening in your countries, but our country, it's a joke, right? Like there's more LGBT in the Canadian army than men, right? So
that's crazy.
That's the situation.
That is crazy.
And that's how they want it to be, so that there's no defenses for us when stuff hits the fan, right? So we need to find. I need to find a guy in the military, whether he's a commander, a general. Wake him up to this. We already know there's a lot of pilots that speak out. So there are people with access to planes, right? Because we need a plane. I'm not trying to take a boat all the way there, right? So planes, we need access to planes, right? Big military style planes, not these crop dusting planes. So we're not going to get anywhere.
But Nico, we still have to get the the security system of all these big countries that are controlling the ice wall.
Well, we need the people to wake up first, because those people aren't going to give up their power unless we demand it. And right now, there's not enough of us with a face representing flat Earth.
Exactly.
You know, how many faces, when it comes to flat Earth, how many faces can you really say? It's less than 10, right? There's the original crew from back in 2015. And then there's like a few more, a handful more, right? That's
50
slowly
people.
We're getting up there now. So hopefully this next phase of the flat Earth needs to be massive to be able to reach hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to be able to demand we need to see Antarctica. No more treaty, no more military operations, no more BS expeditions to the edge to go pet a penguin, right? We need to go in there.
Yeah,
We
that's
want to see
ridiculous.
some stuff, right?
Yeah, you know what? We need to encourage more people to come on shows like what we're doing, and use their camera or voice, get them used to that, and then eventually teach them how to do a stream and shit like that. Because the more that does this, the better. You know what I mean? The more people create their own channels and start to talk about these things, the better. We can't
don't be
just
afraid to do it in public. Yeah, the computer's good, but we need to do it in public too. Like I said, we did a flat earth rally, we did a march through the city, because these people, because I'm shadow banned, I can't really reach too many people on my accounts, because
me too.
I've been doing this since the beginning of social media, right? Trying to expose all these psyops, right? So it's been tough, but once you go out there, it's like boom, thousands see you, they want to know your thing, and that's how I've been able to grow my channels, is through the work I do in public, right?
Organic, like in real reality,
in
kind
real life.
Yeah,
off my way past the algorithm, because there's no algorithm in real life, right? People see you,
not yet.
They can't censor me in real life, right? When I'm standing there in the busiest intersection in the whole of Canada screaming that the earth is flat, that can't be censored, and people are going to want to know more and ask, and then I share it out that way.
And suddenly Justin Castro freezes their accounts.
Oh yeah.
Good with the world.
But wasn't there something that he lost? His actions on that day or whatever was deemed illegal or something.
Yes, it was. So the judge recently just ruled, like 2 weeks ago, that Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government had no justification to enforce the Emergencies Act, the War Measures Act, and what they did was, in fact, illegal. So us being there for 3 weeks, we were within our rights, and so a lot of people are going to be throwing lawsuits at the Canadian government.
So that's good, at least.
Right
it's better than nothing.
Yeah. And hopefully it's going to give us the green light to do it again, right? So, yeah.
If they're going to pull something new, or just in general, that like do a protest in general, or in case they do another sniffles.
Well, we were the ones that started it, and everyone pretty much followed. So for us, pulling this thing during this time is Canada's biggest moment in the history when it comes to wars and revolutions. Like, Canada pretty much triggered this revolution with the truckers and farmers, and it spread worldwide all the way to New Zealand, right? And now we've triggered it. I think it's happening again now that the world knows that we were right and everything we did. I feel like the whole French farmers doing their thing has everything to do with us. There's the American truckers are going to the Texas border, and they're waving Canadian flags, paying homage to Canada, and
the Germans too, right? Yeah, the Germans.
All of them. It's happening in a lot of places now. So I haven't been able to keep up on it because I've been online sharing my own AI stuff and whatever, right? So yeah,
it's funny though that Canada started it, because you wouldn't expect Canadians to do what they did.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't
you
believe
wouldn't expect the French either.
Yeah,
no, that's true. That's true. But it's funny. Sometimes the things you don't expect happens, good or bad. Sometimes the things you don't expect happens, and in this case, it was a good thing that happens with you Canadians.
Hey,
Canadians.
Nobody expected Swedes to be open to parties in the first 3 months or 4 months of the sniffle stuff. So
that was also weird. I was like, what's going on here? What's going on? Sweden, I thought Sweden would go full China, instantly, But it wasn't until Brandon, Joe Biden, it wasn't until he came into power that Sweden actually became like, all right, put on the mouth diapers, take the shot. You have to take it, That was weird. I don't know how that plays in. I know you think Trump is is with them, and probably he is. But there was something going on while Trump was in office. Sweden was like, we don't give a fuck about Sniffles 19, really. But then when he left, they became like, like the rest of the country. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, you're like the other Canadian guy we got on, Nick. His name is Nico. I mean, that guy's name is Rick Cordeo, and he's also like, Trump is an actor. We got a bunch of people like things like that. Sovereign Soul. We got Brian Stavely. Hey, by the way, Nico, do you know? Not to make this super long, we're already gone on 3 hours and 18 minutes.
I know.
Was that your dog? Sounded like he talked. Sounded like he said something.
She's like, what are you doing? I only went out for 2 minutes. I didn't want to come back in yet. She's like, why are you still sitting there? Can you see her face?
Nice dogs, man. That looks like a miniature wolf or something. Like a miniature.
Yeah, they're my mini wolves.
Yeah.
Two of them. Yeah, a boy and a girl.
Nice.
They're looking at you in Sweden. You're on TV.
Yeah, in Sweden and in Tunisia. He's like,
I've been to Tunisia. I was in Tunisia in 1995. I was in the Medina and everything. I was there for 2 weeks for a holiday in January, the beginning of January 95. It was amazing.
Where
I rode
about?
camels, horses in Tunis.
Camels.
Tunis. Oh, the capital. Nice.
Yeah, I went to
the Carthage area.
Yeah, I was only 10 back then, but it was an unforgettable experience just being there in the Sahara Desert, going to a local's home and having dinner there.
Hey, Nico, speaking of the Sahara Desert, have you ever done DMT or any of that stuff?
No, I can't do drugs. I don't even drink alcohol, right? I smoke a lot of weed. That's about it.
Good. That's good.
The only thing I do. I eat so much food now, and I have my dogs. I like to always be clear, and I like to feel tired when I want to be tired and wake up when I'm rested. That's it. And every time.
When you went to the desert, was it at night or a day?
It was during the day. It was sandy. I didn't see much. It was winter time too. It was January. We chose to go, right? So. Yeah, and I was 10. I wasn't really impressed. I just wanted to go back to the hotel and play pool, right? So, but yeah, it was very amazing. I got to have so many of the food there, so much food, and experience so much different culture, and played with scorpions and frogs, and I wanted to bring home a turtle and stuff. It was crazy. Unbelievable. I saw this. Yeah, they have all their gold plates. They nail your name in Arabic in it, and
really?
It was, so cool.
Sick culture.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice. But regarding weed, though, I'm telling you, if there is one variant that is making you speed up in the brain. I love that one. Like, and then there was one variant that made you like slow and tired. I don't really like that one unless I want to sleep. But
yeah, sativa versus indica.
Which one is the upper one?
So sativa is the upper one, and indica, they'll say if you want to be in the couch, you take indica, right?
Yeah.
The heavy, sleepy stoner one, right?
So I like the sativa one, man. Because my mind is on speed when I'm regular, but when I'm on that one, it's fire, man, and I love it. I love it, and also when composing, fuck, man, it's great. Like you're like tapping into shit. But yeah, alcohol sucks. But listen, we gotta do more streams. I don't want this stream to go like 4 hours, shit, because it's just too long, man. But
you say that now. I've always say that. I always try to. I did a 6-hour live stream once, and I was like, no one's gonna watch this. It's got over like 6,000 views. It's like people love the long ones. They're like, you need to do more long streams like this. I'm like, oh my god.
Is that true? Is that
for
true?
Some people, it does work. Don't knock it, but honestly, can work. Some people have the time to really want to be involved in a 6-hour, 4-hour live stream.
Okay, yeah, because you always hear like, yeah, but when somebody sees how long a video is, they're like,
yeah, new people, yes, they're not gonna wanna, but I don't know.
You know
It's
what I
good
mean?
to do. That's why I haven't done one in 2 years, like 6 hours, right? I keep them under 2 hours. And even that
Well-
feels too long, and people aren't gonna watch that even.
Yeah, I guess also it depends on whatever hell you talk about and how entertaining it is and shit like that. Like I would say, not to be too repetitive is a
Yeah.
key,
And
right?
you have to bring people on, because if people are on, then
Yes.
those people are gonna share, and everyone wants to see the discussion, so that helps too. Like if it's just you by yourself for 6 hours, yeah, like
That's
I don't-
hard.
Very, yeah.
Like I don't work that well with myself. I work way better with people. Like that's at least what I think. Like, you know, I don't want to just talk to myself. I do it, but I don't like it. It's boring. I like to bounce
Yeah.
shit off, you know?
That's why I do the lives. I don't even do pre-recordings, because that just feels weird. I feel so like alone in an empty room with a camera staring at me, and I'm like, I'm talking to myself here. And then after
Right?
that, I gotta edit it and do all that stuff. I'm like, that,
Right?
I don't got time for that. I'd
Because
rather
that
do
is
it
that
all
is
at once.
basically what we're doing. We're sitting in front of a screen talking to ourselves. It's kind of morbid in a way. It's kind of psychotic, you know. Like,
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
But
You have to train yourself to be comfortable with doing it. But in reality, the first impressions is not natural, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm still very uncomfortable sometimes. I stand in front of the camera, I'm like, oh my god, what, I'm just talking now, you know? It's just. But when you're live, like you said, you got people there. They're in the comments. You're talking to people. It seems more, you know, authentic, more fluid, natural than automated and set up.
Yeah.
Oh, look, both of them now looking at me.
Nice. Listen, those are very fine dogs. I'm more of a cat guy. I'm a cat guy.
They're the size of cats anyway.
That sounds gay. That sounds gay, but I'm a cat guy. You know? I just can't, you know, I just can't with the what do you say, barking and with dogs. Barking, and then I have to go out to you know, go out with the dogs for the bathroom. These motherfuckers, the cats, they take care of that shit by themselves. And they don't really make any sounds. And to me, that fits me because I don't want to be disturbed that much by my pets. I want to, I of course, I, you know, hang out with them from time to time, but I don't want them to be all over the place. I need my time in my head and shit like that. You know, but that, you know, different people, different strokes, right? Is that what you say? Different people, different strokes.
Different strokes for different folks.
Ah, okay, man.
Close enough.
Different people, different strokes.
That sounds even more gay, man. Holy shit. That sounds weird again.
Different people, different strokes. Listen, hey, listen, Nico. Let's do this way more. When I say this, I mean it. I hate when people say let's do this and they don't.
No, I'm got a big mouth. I'm done being silenced and censored and restricted. I'm going loud this year. I'm not letting anyone, like, I'm getting too loud. I'm going to be online every single day. So subscribe on YouTube and whatever. I got 8,000 plus. I'm trying to make it past 10,000 subs in the next few weeks. So yeah, I'll be online going over a lot, everything, all this stuff. Look, I even got this book here, The Greatest Lie.
Hold on. Should I make you big?
Is it
Hold on.
focused?
Let me make you big. That sounded gay too, but yeah.
I got this. We'll be going over this on the channel, The Greatest Lie on Earth. So we got, pretty sure, Mark Sargent's in here along with all the other original.
Oh yeah. You got to do a stream with him. I told you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks again for bringing that up yesterday on the show. But yeah, I can't wait. I have to give him a message and a shout and talk to him. And yeah, I'll definitely be talking to him on the show as well.
Yeah, I can send you his email if you don't have it. And yeah, we need to all do stuff like that. And but yeah, let's do more like these as well, if you want, Nico.
Yeah, I'm down for sure.
Yeah. So we gotta definitely also go into the clone. No, the AI. You know, the AI clone thing. How you make your own clone and girl and things like that.
Everything. It's exciting
Yeah.
times. The technology is finally here that we dreamed of when we were back in the 80s. The future's here, right? The things we're able to do, and it's unbelievable. Like I ran and quickly got a new computer so I could make sure I could keep up with all the processing and the GPU stuff, because I want to.
Oh, you got a graphics card? Yeah, it needs a graphics.
Yeah, my old computer never had one, so I already tried creating a deep fake and it wouldn't process. I was like, what? I need to get on top of this. I want to be making deep fakes. And so yeah, anyone that's got like a criminal mindset and wants to be able to mess with the system, let's use AI. Get a hold of me. I need the mastermind geniuses that can make things happen, right?
Dude, they're gonna freeze your account, man. Careful.
No.
When you're in Dubai, you can talk that shit, man.
Really?
That's dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, that's good. But
bro was like, hey, if you want to be a criminal, hit me up. That's what sounded like.
And I'm like,
not be a criminal. Just I want the mindset, that genius mindset.
Yeah.
People that
Tax
think
evasion. I'm here for you, man.
No, that's not a shout out to criminals. Let me retract that.
Yeah. All of this is in humor fashion.
Yeah,
we don't mean anything what we've said in this stream. We don't believe any single thing.
Pay your taxes, people. Give your taxes.
I believe
paid 6,000 in taxes last year.
Yeah, I believe the Earth is a globe.
Plus.
This is a woman, and what else? What else was it? What did we say in this stream?
We're vegan.
We're vegan, and
we do yoga.
I can't say that with a straight face.
We believe men can be women, and we love daddy government. And what else? What else is there? Basically, everything we've said in this stream is complete fiction. Oh yeah, I want to say this also. Yeah, I would never. I can never. That's another thing with dogs I could never do. That's that licking thing.
What are you doing?
All right.
She's like, she's demanding my attention right now.
Yeah, the licking thing.
Get off of that.
I just can't.
Everyone can see you.
Yeah, but yeah, the thing, the thing with what you said before we go.
What's her name?
What you said.
Coco.
Coco. Oh, that's adorable.
Coconuts. Yeah. The thing you said about 2024. This year, we all have to go balls out. Like we have to really go all in, because I believe this year is crucial. Like this year is shit is gonna happen, and we need to steer things in the right direction. Or we need to increase the chances of us steering things to the right direction. That means we have to go balls out. We have to go balls out in this year. And there's nothing to lose, because there's everything to lose in this year. So we got nothing to lose. So we have to go balls out. We have to, yeah, I'm rambling, but yeah, you know what I mean? Let's go, man. Let's go.
Let's go hard, balls out, like you got nothing to lose, because don't wait, because eventually we will have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So
yes,
everyone needs to get on board now.
Before it's over. Before it's too late.
While you're comfortable, like make a move while you're comfortable. Don't wait to be forced into an uncomfortable situation to be like, okay, I think I should do something now. No, let's quickly do it. We'll also have our beds to sleep in, and your AC and your heating and your hot water. That luxury is not always going to be there when this war kicks off, right? Don't let them have the upper hand.
Yeah, and don't be like, let others do it for me. We're gonna lose if everybody's gonna think, yeah, I'll let that job be for other people. I'm just gonna sit back and watch what happens. Don't be that guy or girl. Don't be that guy or girl. You don't want to regret shit. I say this, the biggest thing in life, I believe, is when you're at the end of it, you don't want to have regrets. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like, fuck, I wish I would have just done that thing. You know, it was really necessary for me to do that thing. And I didn't do that shit because I was afraid or whatever it was. The less regrets we have, the better I think it is for us.
No regrets.
Yeah. No regrets. And you have to remind yourself of that, because when we're in a situation where we have to make a decision and we're like, should I do it? Should I not do it? You have to remind yourself, will I regret this? Will I regret this if I don't do it? And most likely then you will do it if you ask yourself that thing. All right, guys. This was really hilarious.
Pretty awesome. Very nice to meet you again, Nico.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Very
you
nice.
as well, Ash, and talking with you, Vince. Yeah, it's been great. Can't believe we lasted 3.5 hours. Well done.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And let's do it again. I'm gonna send you Mark as well, and hit him up, you know, and do a show with Mark. Really, really cool guy. He's, you know, as you saw, he's like not just flat Earth. He can go into fuck.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring you on as well. Have all you guys on. We'll do something.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. We're down. I mean, Ashman, I don't know if you're down. I don't want to talk
I'm
for you,
down, yeah,
Good,
but
good.
I'm down.
Yeah.
And when I say I'm down, I mean what I say. Okay?
I'm down. Yeah, we get it.
I'm not
Who are these
down.
people in the chats? Are they down too? We got a bunch of people. We didn't pay
I
them
don't know,
any
ask them.
attention.
I ask that.
Yeah, we have all the gang here.
Miss
Sovereign
Pepsi
and
Girl,
everybody.
Bree Misunderstood, Anson, Sovereign Soul.
Hey, what's up, Sovereign?
Yeah, Sovereign says
Sovereign.
something about alcohol was pretty cool.
Praise our Lord. Say.
Sovereign says, I've been trying to get some Facebook Globetrotters to debate, and they are all cowards. Yeah, if you can set up a debate, let's all stay in touch. We're all at that level now. If we're all been doing this for as long as we're doing this now, it's time to come out from behind the computer screen. Let's take it to wherever we can take it, right? I've been trying, but there's not many people out here in Canada where I am, so we got to start.
Yeah, we need to unite more. You know what I mean? I said this before. We need to unite and, you know, join forces, so to say.
It's always the case. I can't unite with people in my own country, but I can unite with people in everywhere else in the world. So if that's the case, so be it. I'll unite with Sweden and Tunisia, anywhere it may be, and then what?
Dude,
Canada will eventually.
Nico, I'm the same. Here in Sweden, there is nothing to. I mean, the people are just asleep. You can't connect really with. So I'm a lone wolf as well. So you know, if that helps you, yeah.
Okay.
You know, right? So, but yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. And again, what I meant by when I say something, I mean it. I want to make a point with this, because a lot of people, they say stuff, they don't mean it. And when you say stuff and you don't mean it, you know what happens? You lose credibility. Anyways, I'm just saying, whenever you want me, I'm there, okay? And I mean that.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I don't just say that to be kind. If I don't want to be,
your word is your bond, Vince.
Yeah, it sounds like Scarface. All I have in this world is my word and my balls, and I don't break them for nobody. You got that? He said that to Sosa. I love that movie. I love that scene. That piece of trash up there. Never liked that motherfucker anyways or something. I don't remember what it
I never like him. I never trust him.
Oh, yeah, I never liked that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Omar, right? That was Omar.
Omar, yeah.
That fucking rat. And the scene.
They hang out of a helicopter.
Yeah. And the scene before that, the breakfast. I love that scene where Omar, Tony, and Sosa. That scene. Fantastic. Listen. Oh yeah. Don't forget, Nico. Watch that 13th floor.
Tonight, I'm gonna go order some food now. Fill my belly. Feel nice, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, do that shit, and we keep in touch. And Ashman,
I love these virtual reality. I just watched the Player One, Ready Player One. You guys see that one?
Yeah, I think I've seen
With
that.
the
But that wasn't as
type
serious. That wasn't as this one is quite serious. Though.
Okay, good. I want to see this one then.
Yeah, I think that one was a little bit action and I don't know, but yeah, this one is a little bit serious. Yeah, and let's keep in touch. And I fucking mean that. Okay.
Definitely.
So
awesome. Pleasure.
Okay,
take care,
everyone. You too. Talk soon. Peace out, Ashman. Peace out, Nico. Peace out, everybody in the chat. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace.